Is this my end? The man murmurs softly. Even with his chest pierced by a long sword, his expression does not change as he gazes calmly at the woman before him. Your heart is wavering, he tells her. You miss my vitals by 3 millimeters. With your swordsmanship, the inability to manage a one-hit kill would have you retaking my class. Enough, enough, the woman chokes out, cutting his words off. As an avenger, her face shows no trace of pleasure, only a twisted, pale expression of pain and sorrow. How much longer do you intend to lie to me? Why did it have to be you who killed my family? Why did you take me in as your disciple after that and teach me everything? Is this your idea of fun, to toy with my feelings so wantonly? You clearly knew how much I loved you. This is the choice of fate, he answers, a faint smile on his face as he meets death with composure. I am merely doing what I ought to do. A light drizzling rain falls from the night sky, drenching the world, and his consciousness drifts further and further away. I lie on my bed devoid of any will to live, staring blankly at the ceiling. This is my 18th year since arriving in this high martial world, and today was the day of the long-awaited awakening ceremony. Reality slapped me hard. Under the expectant gaze of the masses, I awakened to C-rank talent, the common grade, the mediocre tier, not the incompetent F-rank, not the invincible S-rank talent. My original guaranteed admission to Imperial Capital University has suddenly become uncertain, and the school bully in my class who awakened an S-rank talent was specially recruited by Imperial Capital University on the spot. Human joys and sorrows are not shared, and the contrast between us is already a laughingstock among the school's teachers and students. What am I supposed to do now? The talent itself surfaces in my mind. Life is like a play, C-rank. Your life is full of drama. Put on a hypocritical mask. Perform through imitation. Fill your hollow heart. With the flavor line, there is no rule that a fake must be inferior to the real thing. Partner of justice. I have absolutely no idea what use this has, and I massage my forehead helplessly, staring intently at the white talent entry. Then I notice a double image behind it. Not a double image, something else, semi-transparent. A voice rings in my mind. To prevent the world from being destroyed, to protect the peace of the world, to carry out the evil of love and truth, the lovely and charming villainous character. System, I think, eyes widening. That's right, meow, the system answers. Congratulations on awakening a talent that does not exist in this world. The lovely and charming villain system. You will be able to travel through the myriad worlds, take on the incarnation of different characters, perform their respective lives, and obtain corresponding talents. The first performance does not require destiny points. Searching for a suitable villainous character. Target world discovered. Currently derailing. Wait a minute. What did you say? I call out, but in the next instant my consciousness bursts out of my body like a drop of water plunging into the torrent of fate. I snap my eyes open and find myself in a different room. No candlelight dorm, but an exquisite and elegant bedroom. And my voice has gone mature and steady. Before I can call out, the system pops up. Villainous character, Chief Professor Road. Mission objectives. 1. Reach perfection in all assigned teaching courses. 2. Admit the Destiny heroine Luna and train her into a talent. 3. Die at the hands of the Destiny heroine Luna. Mission reward. Randomly obtain one of Professor Road's talents based on the mission evaluation. Memory fragments flood in. Road is the sole heir of a declining family who spent his life striving to revitalize it. Talent limited and crushed by the burden, he strayed onto an evil path, climbed step by step to Chief Professor of the Imperial Academy by stepping over countless competitors. According to the established future, all of this lays the groundwork for his downfall. His crimes stained with blood are revealed, his hypocritical dark nature exposed, and he pays with his life. The road I have become is at the critical juncture between prosperity and decline, and my job is to perform the latter half of his life leading toward death. I get out of bed and go to the full-length mirror. Reflected is a man 70 or 80% similar to myself. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a wrinkle on the pajamas, frown, and quickly smooth it. Not my own personality, but Professor Rhodes' almost pathological obsessive-compulsive disorder. Interesting. My face stays impassive, but the corners of my mouth and my mind curl up. Whether the absorption of memory fragments or the effect of life is like a play, I have already entered the role and adapted to Rhodes' identity. A fated death is it? Then let me perform a dance of death as my perfect finale. Scenes from the established future flash through my mind. It is currently 1 week before the start of the school term. In a week, the geniuses known as the Golden Generation will enroll as freshmen. Luna is among them. Come to the Imperial Academy to find the killer of her parents, and she will choose Professor Rhodes' courses. Because he is the prime suspect, she will get close, find evidence, and complete her revenge. Kill him, complete her life's baptism, and transform into a true daughter of destiny. With 1 week left, it's time to prepare for the first class. A week later, the school bell rings from the clock tower. Traffic is heavy at the academy archway. Noble children alongside specially recruited students walking in. Dressed in formal attire, I watch from the window. I had not expected to become chief professor of the Imperial Academy before getting into Imperial Capital University. I pick up the prepared speech and walk into the grand auditorium with steps as precise as a machine. As my footsteps approach, the noisy hall falls silent. Silence. I step onto the podium, puff out my chest arrogantly, scan the freshman with a sharp gaze. No panic. My gaze lingers inconspicuously on several. Good. The lead actors are in place. I begin. I am Chief Professor Rode. Next I shall deliver a speech on behalf of all teachers and students of the Imperial Academy. Luna gazes painfully at the man before her, the sword in her hand trembling slightly, her heart wavering. In the split second before her blade pierced his chest, she had as if possessed shifted the sword by a hair's breadth. The man before her is the enemy who murdered her parents, the man she had fantasized about killing every waking moment. Yet when she truly faces him, she hesitates. Because he is Rhodes, her teacher, the person she respects and loves most. The time spent with him had been so beautiful she could even briefly forget the hatred in her heart. Yet this very person killed her parents, the root of all her pain. It hurts too much. Looking at the chest she has pierced, she feels none of the satisfaction of revenge, only a sharp, heart-wrenching pain. She bites through her lower lip, blood seeping from the corner of her mouth, as if while piercing his heart, her own had also been pierced, leaving a massive, unfillable void. Why did it turn out like this? She struggles to say through gritted teeth. Answering her, calm as always, Rhodes says he was simply doing what he ought to do. There is no hatred on his face, no pain, only a faint, imperceptible smile that conveys openness and relief. The only thing missing is blame. Luna sobs, recalling all the beautiful moments. A light drizzle taps her face, making it impossible to tell rain from tears. She so badly wants to go back to the past. The first time she saw Rhodes was at the opening ceremony. He was just like the rumors, tall, upright, near-perfect grooming and manners. But the most memorable thing was his high and mighty arrogance. By appearance and temperament alone, he must have garnered the favor of many. Luna was different. She had hated him from the very beginning. In her eyes, everything about him was disgusting and hypocritical. Yet no matter how much she loathed him in her heart, she had to bury it all and find ways to get close, because he was the prime suspect in her parents' murder, and she was the avenger. She suppressed her anxiety and listened to the end of his speech, surrounded by thunderous applause for his flawless and brilliant words. The applause was grating. She stubbornly remained silent. She enrolled in Rhodes's course. Ironically, his courses were unpopular. To demonstrate his level, he deliberately made them obscure, so only unlucky souls who could not get into other classes ended up there. Luna chose it partly to get close, partly to expose his true nature in public. The first class subverted everything. His lecture was not obscure. It was easy to follow, with vivid demonstrations that helped every student understand. Even the biased Luna had to admit it was meticulously prepared with no flaws. This was only the start of the worldview shift. In her perception, Rhodes was a despicable plagiarist who seized research results of others, and her parents were among the victims. Yet his teaching was impeccable. Though strict, his courses gave students immense boosts. Many regretted not getting in and audited until the room was packed. His classes grew from a small room to the great auditorium. Undoubtedly, he was a chief professor with genuine talent and learning. Could such a person really have killed her parents and stolen their research? She began paying attention to every aspect of Rhodes, looking for a single clue. He was strict, arrogant, paranoid with obsessive-compulsive tendencies, but treated all students equally and possessed an extremely serious and rigorous teaching attitude. Luna, who often caused trouble, received his care. As a specially recruited student, she clashed with children from wealthy and powerful families and faced expulsion. Rhodes spoke up impartially and resolved the predicament. When she wanted to start a club, no other teacher would sign as guarantor, and he signed it on the condition of weekly reports. When a midterm exam accident hit her, he appeared and resolved the crisis to perfection. Several more crises later, the group survived because of his classroom teachings. Personal bias aside, Rhodes was an extremely dedicated professor. Even though Luna had never once addressed him as professor, after the first-year final exam she received a fair grade from him, ranking second in her year. She took the opportunity to lay her cards on the table. "You should know who I am, right? Why go to such lengths? Is it because you feel guilt for murdering my parents?" Soon his cold reply, "You are my student, an unpolished gemstone. I want this gemstone to radiate its proper brilliance, nothing more." She stared blankly at his departing back. She finally made up her mind. In the second year, she submitted an application to formally join his laboratory, becoming his disciple and assistant, calling him teacher from then on. Recalling those days, being criticized for grooming, accidentally triggering a trap while cleaning the lab, having a sleepless night thesis sent back for revision, attending the council together, bumping into each other at school anniversary day, encountering and resolving life and death crises. There were hardships and tears, but more happiness and joy. All converged into unforgettable beautiful times, like bittersweet syrup she could not extricate herself from. Until graduation day, when she made a crucial decision and went looking everywhere for Rhodes to give him a surprise, and discovered the truth. No matter how she evaded or denied, the bloody reality was right there. Rhodes was the culprit who had brutally murdered her parents. The beautiful memories shattered into nothingness with one gentle poke. Carrying the evidence, she stumbled before him, the light gone from her eyes, replaced only by pleading. Teacher, please tell me, even if it's a lie, none of this is true, right? Rhodes was silent for a moment, then nodded coldly. It's true, I killed your family. To prove it, he recounted the murder in detail, without a shred of guilt. The voice that once made her feel at peace was now grating, like a sharp knife stabbing her heart. Everything before had been a hypocritical lie. The tightly wound string in her heart snapped. Losing her sanity, she drew the longsword at her waist. I lean against the wall, sitting powerlessly on the ground. The curtain of rain separates me from Luna, making her face unclear. Even though she has pierced my chest, I have no intention of blaming her. Because the story's development has progressed almost entirely within my expectations, steadily following the script I arranged. The only surprise is probably that Luna failed to deliver the fatal blow. Why was there such a deviation? I review my actions. I followed the predetermined fate to advance the plot while completing the system's mission objectives. The predetermined fate I see is composed of countless memory fragments, not a complete future, and many unclear areas had to be imagined and filled in by me. The first mission objective required perfectly completing all assigned teaching courses. After long thought, I packaged myself as an impartial, old-fashioned professor, fitting Rhodes' persona while letting me use it as cover to advance the plot. So I spent vast amounts of time meticulously preparing each lesson, and gave fair evaluations to every disciple. The response was very enthusiastic, with disciples and even teachers auditing the classes. It made me sigh with relief, inwardly. The next objective, admit the destined heroine Luna and cultivate her into a talent, was a struggle. Luna is a master at causing trouble and always encountered crises. To prevent her from dropping out from one accident or another, I often had to step in and clean up. After the initial disguise, my fair and serious image was deeply ingrained in people's minds, which let me intervene in major events. When she clashed with scions of prominent families, I spoke out righteously and resolved her expulsion crisis. When she struggled in studies, I criticized her severely, then gave private tutoring. When she applied for a student loan, I pretended to glance at it twice and signed without a second thought. When facing life or death crises, I either subtly hinted strategies in class beforehand or personally intervened to resolve crises beyond her capabilities. Everything I did took root at the end of the first academic year. That evening, she stopped me in the hallway. You must know who I am, right? Why go to such lengths? Is it out of guilt for killing my parents? Faced with a direct attack, I genuinely did not know how to answer for a moment. I could not say it was just a system mission. According to Rhodes' memories, he had indeed killed her parents, but admitting it now without completing the system mission might collapse the plot. I deliberated and answered roundabout. You are my disciple, an unpolished raw gem. I want this raw gem to shine with its inherent brilliance, nothing more. The hidden hint was that I could polish her, so she should quickly come into the pot and become my disciple. Whether the hint worked, I do not know. By the second year, Luna submitted her application. I read it meticulously and indifferently signed, my heart blooming with joy. The second objective was achieved. Now I just had to persevere until graduation, then finally tell Luna the truth, let her complete her revenge, and exit the stage. As a perfectionist with obsessive-compulsive disorder, I planned the final curtain call a month in advance. Time set for the night of the graduation ceremony, with drizzling rain to set a tragic atmosphere. Location set for my doorstep, quiet at night with no outsiders intruding. Attire the formal academy ball dress, reflecting the chief professor's upper-class status while highlighting sudden death at the peak of life. The sword had to be the one I would gift to Luna as a graduation present, ensuring she wore it at the time. To let my disciple, with the sword I gifted her, stab me to death and avenge the parents I killed. The perfect curtain call. So when Luna, following the clues I deliberately left, came to block me at the main entrance of the mansion, my heart was calm, even close to laughing. However, her next words silenced me. Teacher, please tell me, even if it's a lie, none of this is true, right? Her voice was thick and terrifying, like the agonizing groans of a dying person. The heavy emotions in it suffocating. This greatly exceeded my expectations. I had completely underestimated the depth of her feelings. From beginning to end, I had maintained an indifferent attitude, treating everyone equally, never showing favoritism toward her on the surface. Honestly, her current state scared me a little, but since things had come to this, I could only brace myself. It's true, I killed your family. I maintained a poker face to hide my guilt, gritted my teeth inwardly, and recounted the murder in detail to make her determined. That became the final straw. The elegant longsword pierced my chest, but in the instant before piercing my heart, the longsword shifted by a hair's breadth. For me, this was an agony worse than death. For a moment, I could not tell whether the few millimeter shift was love or hatred. The sharp pain in my chest constantly stimulated my nerves. Don't let my seemingly calm demeanor fool you. That was all an act to maintain the chief professor persona, purely gritting my teeth and enduring. In reality, I had long wanted to roll on the ground in pain. Fortunately, by the bleeding trend, holding on a little longer would let me die from blood loss. This is the last lesson I will give you. I say softly, looking up at the girl in front of me. The drizzle blurs my vision. Blood loss shrouds my sight in darkness. I can only vaguely see the silhouette of her lowered head and the dew sliding down her cheeks. I do not know if it is rain or tears. Don't be sad. For both you and me, this is the best ending. I can complete the final mission, return to my own world, and acquire Rhodes' talents. Luna, per her predetermined fate, will overcome her sadness and embark on the Tao of saving the world with her companions, becoming the true destined heroine. The best outcome for both. A genuine smile crosses my face. Now I am beyond help and will soon die. No need to wear the false mask anymore. Great. I am going to die. A good death. Everything under control. Then a voice, "Teacher," comes from afar. My smile freezes. An unexpected voice drifts through the curtain of rain, followed by a series of hurried footsteps. Not good. My heart skips a beat. I use the last of my strength to turn my head toward the source, only to see a figure rapidly approaching through the rain. Although I cannot see her face clearly, by the timbre and silhouette I can guess the identity. The person I least want to see right now. Because unless I am truly dead, that person has 10,000 ways to keep me alive. Now I am truly panicking. I had calculated everything to set up this current situation. All I had to do was wait for death. If I am saved by that person and all my efforts wasted at the last moment, what would be the point? I have to die before that person arrives. My pupils dilate. I want to urge Luna to finish me off quickly, but at this moment I do not even have the strength to speak. As for Luna herself, she stands like a soulless doll, head bowed, showing no intention of dealing the final blow. I can only watch nervously as the figure in the rain grows clearer while feeling my life slip away. Even pinned down by the Empress of the Empire, I had not broken out in a cold sweat like this. Almost there, almost there. Why is that fellow running so fast? At this rate I won't make it. Damn it, why isn't it over yet? Why am I not dead? As a villain, Rhodes' life is far too tenacious. I begin to force my body to squirm, breathing desperately, trying to force air into my chest. Hurry, hurry, speed it up. Not to save my life, but to accelerate blood circulation so the blood drains faster. My final struggle. However, things go against my wishes. The actions actually make me feel more energized. The intruder is already right before my eyes, about to reach me. Get lost. Don't come over here. Don't come over here. Seeing my long-prepared perfect plan about to be ruined at the critical moment. Rhodes' innate talent seems to take effect, and my brain becomes clearer than ever before. I absolutely cannot give up. A thought flashes through my mind. The long sword stuck in my chest trembles imperceptibly. Despite a vibration of less than a millimeter, it successfully ends the last of my life. "Teacher," the intruder cries urgently in the instant before I lose consciousness, though I can no longer make out the words. It does not matter. It is over. My eyes sink into deep darkness. I have won. Performance ended. Starting mission settlement. 1. Successfully completed all assigned teaching courses. Rating S+. Evaluation. And you, my friend, you are the true chief professor. 2. Enrolled Destiny heroine Luna and nurtured her into a talent. Rating S+. Evaluation. Her feelings for you are heavier than the bottomless abyss. 3. Died at the hands of the Destiny heroine Luna. Rating A. Evaluation. No way. Surely no one would try to pull tricks to deceive the system. Unfortunately, according to the autopsy report, you ultimately died of suicide. Overall rating S. Reward. Issued. I blink. The familiar snow-white ceiling. I am lying on my bed, reaching out to touch my forehead, staring blankly. I'm back. I sit up abruptly and grab my phone. Almost no time has passed. Was everything just an illusion? I shake my head. Though it seemed only an instant, the memories of playing Rhodes are still clearly etched in my mind. The verification method is simple. System, I call out internally, and a pop-up window appears. Name, not Xion. Destiny points 0. Personality, unsmiling. Rhodes. Talent, life is like a play. Aether Dominion. S. I am relieved. Everything was real. I even truly obtained the talent. Skipping the nonsensical personality column, I look at the brand new talent. Ether Dominion. S. Through unremitting efforts, you have become the ruler of the world's ether. You can consume spiritual power to create ether, manipulating and toying with it at will, forcing it to take any shape you desire. With a flavor line, so big, so hard, Professor Rhodes' ability is so erotic. A certain eternal old virgin. What kind of strange thing is this? I exit the system and raise a finger, recalling the method of using the talent as Rhodes. A translucent crystal ball appears above my fingertip, the so-called ether. Per Rhodes' research, ether is the materialization of spiritual power. It does not convert spiritual power into elements like gold, wood, water, fire, earth, wind, or lightning, but more purely transforms illusory spiritual power into matter itself. Manifested as pure physical attack, under my control the ether ball deforms, turning into a translucent small sword. Go, I say softly, pointing forward, and the small ether sword shoots out and pins itself into the wall with a thud. Disperse. I dissipate the spiritual power and the small ether sword vanishes into countless points of spiritual light. Looking at the small hole deep in the wall, I nod with satisfaction. Basically consistent with what I felt as Rhodes. Lives up to the S rank rating. The only problem is that this talent extremely tests spiritual power quality, and at my current level, having just awakened, I am still far from Rhodes' strongest talent. It's a pity I was one step short. Otherwise, I should have gotten Rhodes' strongest talent. Ether Dominion is only Rhodes' second strongest, evolved from his inherent A-class ether manipulation. His strongest is not innate but acquired through a forbidden art after he joined a certain villainous organization, with a rank surpassing S rank. In the end, I did not deceive the system. Per the evaluation, at the last moment I made a small move. I quietly controlled the ether to push the blade in my chest, ending my life before the intruder arrived. So in a way, I really did commit suicide. I regretfully take an A-rank score, but unavoidable. If I had not done that, Rhodes would most likely have been saved, and the mission would have failed entirely. Ether Dominion is also S-rank, enough to secure my admission to Imperial Capital University. Surely nothing will go wrong this time. I curl my lips into a smile. I do not believe I can still be this unlucky. I am more worried about Luna and the others on the other side. From the scene I vaguely saw before death, my death seemed to have a rather large impact on them. The system's evaluation is unsettling, but this should just be psychological reaction. Luna and the others emerging from the shadows is certified by destiny. They will surely overcome the obstacles and return to the right track of their lives. With Rhodes' death as the turning point, even separated by two worlds, both sides will welcome a bright future. Rhodes is dead. Luna stares blankly at the silent man before her, sitting quietly like an exquisite sculpture. Even in his final moments, he retains the arrogance and grace he possessed while living. Teacher, her eyes lose focus. In the end, she still killed the person she loved most. Why? The sword in her hand feels impossibly heavy. Even now, she finds it difficult to face the bloody reality. Why did the sword shift at the last moment? Was it the hatred in her heart driving her, making her involuntarily pierce his heart? It is terrifying, a fear she has never experienced before. She desperately wants to abandon everything, curl up in a dark corner where no one knows her, and escape this terrible reality. Teacher, a piercing scream forcibly drags her back. A silver-haired woman bursts into Luna and Rhodes' private world. She has always inserted herself into their lives, ruining the beautiful time. Second place, what have you done? An-hee loudly reprimands her. I. Luna trembles and lets go of the sword as if to flee. An-hee feels hatred for her but cannot afford to care. She kneels on one knee before Rhodes, looks at the long sword embedded in his chest, pursing her lips. Gritting her teeth, she pulls the sword out and immediately places both hands over the gaping wound, and activates her innate ability. A silver-white spectral light bursts from her hands, enveloping his body, the surrounding space-time rippling. Under her anxious gaze, the splattered blood flows backward along its original path, returning to him, and the fatal wound rolls back at a speed visible to the naked eye. In less than a moment, the wound vanishes as if he had never been injured. Teacher, wake up quickly. She gently strokes his cheek. He gives no response. Teacher, please don't pretend to sleep. Wake up. Didn't you always scold your students for sleeping so soundly at such a young age? Teacher, if you keep this up, I'm going to kiss you. I really should have locked you up back then. Then you wouldn't have left me on your own. Teacher, don't leave me. Large tears fall uncontrollably. She is sobbing hysterically. As Rhodes' prize student and the year's top scholar, she possesses time reversal, the ability to make space-time flow backward and restore all things to a designated point in the continuum. But the one thing she cannot restore is departed life. In the past, she had used it to save countless people, yet now she fails to save her beloved teacher. After the rainy night, Rhodes vanishes from the Empire. A week later, his disappearance is discovered when the Empress sends attendants to invite him to the palace to teach Her Majesty. But neither his residence nor the laboratory yields any trace. Your Majesty mobilizes the entire nation to search and finds nothing. He was last seen on his way home after the graduation party. Even the head of the Empire Academy, hailed as the strongest in 1,000 years, cannot discern his whereabouts. Everyone has to believe he met with misfortune. Rumors spread that Your Majesty has become increasingly moody and unpredictable. Attendants, walking on eggshells. A new academy legend circulates, claiming someone heard the faint sigh of a witch from the clock tower late at night. The new academic year begins, but the position of head professor remains vacant. Nobody can fill it. The door to Rhodes' laboratory remains tightly shut, though occasionally a woman's sobs are heard from within. Everyone knows that his two prize students, An-hee, the year's top scholar, and Luna, the year's second best, have already graduated, and after his disappearance both also vanished without a trace. Do you know where those two are now? The graduates of the Golden Generation discuss their future course. The world hasn't been peaceful lately. Unseen demons have appeared. And according to my investigation, these demons are connected to an organization called the Advent Society. Why does that name sound familiar? Have you forgotten Rhodes was one of the members of the Advent Society? He secretly introduced the organization to us. Thanks to that connection, I escaped a disaster and discovered clues. In that case, his disappearance might also be related. That's why I plan to invite An-hee and Luna to investigate together. An-hee's location is completely unknown right now. The last time I saw her, she was setting off on a long journey, dragging a large suitcase. As for Luna, aren't you Luna's best friend? Why are you hesitating? Sigh, I'm looking after her. You'll know the situation if I take you to see her. The group follows Luna's best friend to her residence. Pushing the door open, the house is neat and clean, furniture arranged perfectly, looking completely unused, devoid of any sign of life. They walk through the living room, go upstairs, arrive at a small attic. The friend knocks. As usual, no answer. They push the door, a cramped, dark little room, windows tightly shut, blocking out all external light. A girl is curled up on the bed in the corner, hugging her knees, eyes vacant, completely lacking life chi, like a doll without a soul. She is practically dead. They try to communicate, but no matter what they say, receive no response, and they leave the attic disappointed. When did this state start? When I found her in his laboratory, she was already like this. Is it because Road disappeared? Perhaps. At first she just cried non-stop. Later her tears dried up. And now this. Not eating or drinking, just sitting curled up. Is there really no way to help her pull herself together? Unless we find Road. Sigh. I ruined everything. Luna stares blankly into the void of darkness, just as empty as her heart. She killed Road, the person she loved most. And the moment he died, her heart died with him. Her life is forever stuck in the past, only endless regret remaining. The person she is now is far removed from the bright future Road envisioned. I'm going to wake up, teacher, and you are nothing more than this. That is why I am the top scholar and you are only second place. Anhee's parting words that night, leaving with Road's body. She did not even bother to kill Luna. Letting her live is the best punishment. Despondent, Luna hides in the laboratory, crying beneath the desk, then unexpectedly discovers a secret compartment. Opening it, she finds dust-covered sealed documents, materials about the Advent Society, intelligence Road had collected. One research report catches her attention. A plan for human experimentation. The author's people she knows very well. Her parents Luke and Anna, and the subject their child, Luna herself. The cruel research plan had passed Advent Society review, but was never initiated because the two researchers had met with misfortune. Road had killed them. His reason is unknown, but one thing is certain. The revenge she pursued her entire life was meaningless. Road had saved her, and she killed him. That was all. Consequently, shattered, Luna completely seals off her heart. She is already dead. Are you saying my guaranteed admission slot is just gone? The day after the villain performance, I have just returned to school when I received bad news from my homeroom teacher Manhwa. Not Jian. Don't rush. He raises his hand to soothe me. Imperial Capital University's guaranteed admission and special recruitment students share the same quota pool. The slot count per school is fixed. Special recruitment takes precedence over guaranteed admission. A special recruitment student appeared. Your ranking was pushed back. You didn't get the guaranteed admission slot. So Wang Wan, who awakened an S-rank talent, was specially recruited and took my spot. You can understand it that way. Jiang Wan nods with a wry smile and hands me the list from his desk. Imperial Capital University gave our school 5 slots. You were ranked 3rd. The ranking updates after the awakening ceremony based on talent rank. After the update, you dropped to 7th. I glance at the latest ranking. Wang Wan, S-rank talent, the only special recruit, firmly in 1st. The next 4 are 3 originally guaranteed students, plus the former 6th ranked who awakened in A class and bumped someone out. Besides me, 1 other guaranteed student also lost their spot. You don't need to worry too much. Jianghua chuckles dryly. Similar cases have happened before. Students who lose their slots get extra points on the college entrance examination. You can take the exam normally, and applying to Imperial Capital University adds 30 points. There's no room for maneuver. I regret that I, your teacher, have tried my best, but the rules cannot change. Alright then. Thank you, teacher, I'll be going. I nod and turn to leave. Seeing I am not in high spirits, he offers final words. Don't be discouraged, your academic scores have always been excellent. Even with a C-rank talent, you might still achieve a good martial arts score with practice, and make Imperial Capital University look at you in a new light. I understand. I look back and offer a smile. Turning away, the smile vanishes, expression placid. How Imperial Capital University views me is one thing, how I view it is another. After performing Road for several years, my state of mind is vastly different. Imperial Capital University is the best in the country, but not the only option. Then I'll just take the college entrance examination. Take first in both academic and martial. I make up my mind. Returning to class, the vast majority of students are studying diligently, making their final push. The world respects martial prowess, but mortals are the majority. Without combat talents, they end up as common populace toiling for livelihoods. The only person not studying is Wang Wan in the corner, feet on the desk in big shot pose. I have no enmity with him, usually little interaction. I ignore him and return to my seat. Influenced by Road's serious and reserved personality, I quickly enter a state of flow. Knock, knock, knock. Someone knocks on my desk. Wang Wan's large face is right in front of me. Nachian, didn't you awaken a C-rank talent at the same time as me? What talent did you awaken? He grins. I glance at him and know exactly what he is thinking. Others are using their 2 awakenings as talking points, and he wants to step on me to show off. Yesterday this might have worked. As for now, I'm going to take the college entrance examination anyway, so you'll find out then. He frowns, displeased, then suppresses it. Fine. Although I've been specially recruited, I still plan to take the exam to experience the martial portion. Maybe we'll even become competitors. He pats my shoulder with feigned composure and returns to his seat. I ignore him and continue. The system, silent all day, suddenly activates. The gears of destiny begin to turn at this moment. It is time to rewrite the destiny of the mob character and announce the arrival of the ultimate great villain. Goal: obtain first place in the school for the academic portion of the college entrance examination by any means necessary. Reward 20 destiny points. Goal: obtain first place in the school for the martial arts portion by any means necessary. Reward 20 destiny points. Goal: encounter Wang Wan during the martial arts exam. Despite his monstrous strength due to his S-rank talent, defeat him with all your strength. Reward 10 destiny points. With a flavor line, you will win. The mysterious decapitated man. A person really might laugh out loud when speechless. I suppress laughter and maintain a poker face. I had been confused about what destiny points were and how to obtain them. Now the answer is clear. They are tied to the system's performance function. To proceed with the second performance, I have to use my full power and try to obtain all the rewards. Time flies. The college entrance examination week arrives. Academic exam first, martial arts exam after. Liberal arts colleges value academic, martial arts colleges value martial. Registering for both is not mandatory, but the other subject can serve as a reference bonus, so most register for both. My academic scores have consistently been top 10 at school, the basis for entering the guaranteed admission list, but this is not the source of my confidence. The true source, personality, serious and reserved Road, is able to genuinely affect my mental state. When I recall Road, it is as if I put on a personality mask, becoming an incarnation of him, fully dedicating myself to studying, my thought process becoming much quicker. The Road I performed was a veritable chief professor, whose knowledge and critical thinking even received recognition from the Imperial Academy head and the Empress of the Empire. So in the examination hall, I directly become Road's incarnation. Glancing at a question, the answer surfaces in my mind, practically open book. While others rack their brains, I have already neatly written the standard answers and checked them several times like an OCD case. Having Road the chief professor take the entrance exam is too easy. Once the 3-day academic exam concludes, the martial arts exam begins. On the morning of the second day after the written exam, candidates arrive at the school's training grounds for the martial exam. 3 sections: basic ability test, strength, speed, stamina, talent ability demonstration, showcase abilities to judges, an actual combat drill competition. Stage fighting. Combat accounts for 60% of total. Today is the first 2 sections. The training ground is packed. In a martial prowess world, even those without much talent try their luck, and getting into a high-level martial academy would be a massive gain. Hey, isn't that Nachion? He had a recommendation slot. Why is he taking the martial exam? He awakened a trashy C-rank talent, so his slot was revoked. No choice. I filter the whispers out. The stage is set. No need to rush. A commotion erupts near the track. School Tyrant is amazing. Wang Wan streaks far ahead of all candidates on the track. He was already a physical anomaly, and the S-rank talent likely provides physical enhancement. Combined, he practically takes off. By the finish line, a fan club crowd surrounds him. The former School Tyrant, once known for aggressive fighting and avoided by everyone, has instantly become idol of the entire school, capturing the hearts of countless girls. The power of talent changing destiny. The candidates who tested alongside him sit panting, completely background. One catches my attention. Unlucky person number 2. Of the students who lost their recommendation slots, one is me, the other is her. 2 braids, thick outdated black-rimmed glasses, named Seo Sojin. Like me, she awakened an ordinary C rank. Having lost to Wang Wan, she pursed her lips unwillingly, gazing at him being treated like a star with envy and loneliness, then withdrew sadly. No one cared. I take my turn in the basic ability test. I have not been idle. In fact, I spent more time on physical training than studying for the written. Strength test, passed. Speed test, passed. Spiritual power test, passed. After all sections, database updated. The basic attributes section has been added to the status panel. Name Nachion, Destiny Point 0. Personality Stern, Road. Talents Life is like a play. C and Ether Dominion S. Attributes Strength B, Speed A, Stamina B, Spiritual Power A+, Perception A, Will S. Comprehensive evaluation around A rank. Per the rating system, C is ordinary, B excellent, A outstanding, S extraordinary. Even Wang Wan's stamina likely has not reached S, so my basic test result is highly likely top 3, mental attributes undoubtedly first. Leaving the testing area, students discuss content. How did you do? I'm doomed, performed terribly. Last in my group, no combat talent, might as well go home and inherit the family fortune. Comparing makes you angry. Did you see the School Tyrant? He crushed everyone. That's why I dropped out. Can't compete. This is fate. After the screening, many candidates who wanted to try luck have sobered up and accepted they are mere mortals, likely the purpose of dividing the exam into 3 stages, gently persuading insufficiently talented students to withdraw because outside the wall is extremely cruel and accepting protection of martial artists for a peaceful life inside the wall is better. I once wondered if without the villain system I would have given up too. I quickly dismissed the thought. Even with only life is like a play, I would persevere. I walk out planning to find lunch. I head to a courtyard pavilion behind the school where one can cool off, but someone has beaten me to it. Several girls walk out from around the corner, grinning. That's hilarious. What good are good grades if you awaken to trash talent? All wasted effort. Even if she gets into a high-level martial arts university, she'll be the lowest tier of martial artist. Never liked her before, this feels satisfying. They bump into me and freeze, conversation ceasing, then quicken their pace and flee. I turn the corner. When I first heard them, I thought they were talking about me, but on reflection I had just seen another unlucky person. Sure enough, Seo Sojin, the plain-looking girl sitting on the pavilion bench head down, hands gripping her thighs, body trembling. I promised I would get into Imperial Capital University and become an extraordinary martial artist. But sure enough, a C-rank talent can't achieve anything. Maybe it's time to give up. I think for a moment and decide not to disturb her self-pity. Ding, a turning point in destiny detected. The gears of destiny are turning at this moment. You again. Don't tell me it wants me to help her. As a cute and charming villain, how can you miss the opportunity to kick someone when they're down and trample on their self-esteem? Of course I overthought it. Objective, viciously insult the daughter of destiny, denounce her weakness and incompetence, display arrogance and contempt, reward 10 destiny points. Objective, C-rank can't achieve anything, prove everyone wrong and conquer the entire faculty and student body using a C-rank talent. Reward 20 destiny points. Daughter of destiny. From my understanding, a daughter of destiny is similar to a child of the plane, a protagonist recognized by the world's fate. Like Luna, always embroiled in crises she resolves and grows from. Seo Sojin seems to be a lower-tier substitute, someone with the potential to become a protagonist. Bingo, you got it right, meow, but no reward, meow. If you're going to explain, do it earlier. Don't suddenly try to be cute. I think back irritably. New deduction. Since there are daughters of destiny, this world has so-called protagonists, and a villain stands opposite the protagonist. I'll have to pay more attention. I make up my mind, activate acting skills, show a scornful smile, and step toward the pavilion. Country bumpkin, you're nothing special. The sudden voice makes Seo Sojin look up, a boy with a cold sneer. Although we are not classmates and have barely interacted in 3 years of high school, she still recognizes me. Na Chian. Because both our grades were top in our year, we often went on stage together at end-of-term ceremonies. More importantly, I share her experience. A failure who awakened a C-rank talent and lost the qualification for direct admission to Imperial Capital University. If it is him, someone who shares my misfortune, perhaps he can resonate with me, she thinks with a glimmer of hope, looking into my eyes. What greets her is only thorough contempt. Just because you awakened a C-rank talent, you hide here sighing and groaning. A guy like you to have once competed on the same stage as me truly lowers my standard. I point at her nose and curse without mercy. So what if it's a C-rank talent? So what if you can't get into Imperial Capital University? 3 years of hard work in high school finally reaching this last step, and you just give up like this. Are you even human? She had not expected such insults. Grievance wells up. We're not even close. Why say such hurtful things? I press on, arms crossed, full of disdain. In the awakening ceremony, 80% can only awaken C rank, and below, only 20% above C rank. So awakening C rank is normal. If you can't recognize this, you might as well drop out early. You're not qualified to become a transcendent martial artist. A C rank talent isn't trash. You, dejected because you awakened to C rank, are trash. The words pierce her heart. She cannot understand why I am doing this. She's already feeling so bad. Was it because she looked easy to bully? She places a hand on her chest. Ever since she awakened to C rank, her life had taken a 180-degree turn. Direct admission gone, teachers' attitudes cold, classmates making snide remarks. Even her grandmother, who raised her alone, implicated and made the laughingstock of the neighborhood. In contrast, that special enrollment student instantly became a hot commodity. No matter how she tries, she cannot overcome the gap in talent. This world is truly unfair. She bites her lower lip tightly, eyes reddening, looks up at me. My arrogant contempt makes her sad, an urge to cry, but also a strange emotion erupts. So unwilling. Because if it were anyone else, it would be fine. Aren't you the same as me? She suppresses bitterness and musters courage. You also awakened to C-rank talent. Why can you still persist? There is also a gap between C-rank and C-rank. My answer makes her widen her eyes. You can wallow in self-pity here by yourself. I will use my C-rank talent to slap the faces of everyone who looks down on me, including you. Leaving that last sentence, I turn and walk away resolutely. She stares blankly at the receding back. Then I finally flee in disgrace. I leave the courtyard with a poker face. I dare not look back. If not for Rhodes' stern personality at play, I would already be rolling on the ground in embarrassment, digging a luxurious villa with my toes. Strictly speaking, I had no right to say those things. I have a cheat. But Seo Sojin is not ordinary either. As a daughter of destiny, she should encounter her own opportunity. I had prepared other drafts but did not expect her psychological endurance to be so poor. She looked about to cry after only a few words. so I had to end gloating early. The mission objective was completed. Reward credited. Pop-up. Goal achieved. Crying a daughter of destiny at the start. Taking the first step as a villain, you're something else. I bet it won't be long until you corrupt her. Fate points distributed. Current fate points needed for next performance. 100. Although the evaluation is strange, the reward really arrived. I look at the fate points finally above 0, very pleased. There are still several objectives waiting. Though each is a small reward, they add up. Soon I might begin the next performance. Lunch break passes quickly. The second item, talent ability demonstration, begins in the gymnasium. Candidates line up, demonstrate to invigilating teachers are scored. The line stretches outside, but the count has significantly decreased. Many dropped out. I line at the back. The first students leave, some happy, some sad. Those who performed well are mostly combat talent candidates with fire, electricity, demonization. High scores just by using. Non-combat talents struggle even to demonstrate. After 2 hours queuing, it is my turn. I enter the examination room and walk onto the spacious platform, facing 10 invigilating teachers from different institutions. Let me see. Your name is Nachion, candidate number AC124502233. You awakened as C-rank talent. The registered entry is life is like a play. Correct. That is correct. Then please introduce and demonstrate your ability. The invigilating teacher raises a hand to invite me. After seeing my file, the panel has lost much interest. A C-rank talent awakened by an ordinary candidate, an entry that clearly is not combat-oriented, likely going through the motions. More than half of candidates are like this, participating driven by slim hope. The panel's job is to discourage them, making them abandon fantasies for peaceful lives within the walls rather than pointlessly losing their lives outside. The invigilating teacher looks up in surprise. The candidate before him seems different from other C-rank candidates. Excellent mental state, complete self-confidence, perhaps excessive confidence. Arrogance might be a better description. Where does the confidence come from? While he wonders, I have already begun my performance. My ability is life is like a play, and as you all likely suspected, is not an overtly combat talent. I tidy my attire, smoothing creases on my uniform, introducing meticulously. This is a talent that effectively promotes my learning and growth. And what I am about to demonstrate is the greatest functional characteristic, imitation. My calm, clear voice echoes, possessing a strange magic that captures the panel's attention. Life is like a play, where people of all sorts perform their own wonderful acts, and I am their impersonator. I take a practiced longsword from the weapon rack. I can imitate everything about others, movements, expressions, even psychological changes, and transform them into my own abilities, reproducing them as perfectly as possible. However, no amount of words is as powerful as action. If any of the teachers are interested, you might demonstrate a few martial arts moves, and I will reproduce them. The panel is stunned speechless. They exchange glances, hesitating whether to step down and verify. Interesting. An invigilating teacher in tight-fitting clothes strokes his chin, observing me with great interest. Can he imitate martial arts moves? Let me see if this is genuine skill or mere bravado. He stands, walks onto the stage, casually picks up another practiced longsword. I am a swordsman, and next I will show you my unique sword technique. I am very curious how much you can learn. If you can learn 30%, I will acknowledge your talent. 50%, a high score. 70%, a perfect score. Watch closely. He brandishes the longsword. No spiritual energy, only pure sword technique. Moves, stab, chop, hang, point, collapse, cloud, wipe, pierce, press. Unrestrained and fluid. Each move connected like flowing water. In just a moment, he has fully demonstrated the entire set once. He sheathes his sword and stands still. All right, your turn. He smiles and points at me, the others watching intently. I say nothing and immediately adopt the exact same starting stance. That single standard movement makes his eyes light up. Then the sword in my hand moves according to my will. The set of sword techniques is reproduced once more through my body before everyone present. How is this possible? Can a C-rank talent truly achieve this? The panel widens their eyes, dumbfounded. The swordsman teacher, as the person involved, is most astonished. He stares at me with the smile never leaving his face. 70%, 80%, no, already past 80. Not only memorized all the moves, but executes them perfectly. He truly is an incredible prodigy. Suddenly itching for a fight, he raises his sword and thrusts directly at me. Seeing this, I calmly change move, deflecting his attacks one by one. Using the same set, we exchange blows for more than a dozen rounds, only stopping simultaneously after executing all the moves once. You pass. Perfect score. Still not satisfied, he spreads his arms and extends an invitation. Nachon, I think highly of you. Would you like to take me as your master? I will pass on everything I have learned. With your talent, your future achievements will surpass mine. Hey, this is during examination time. How can you start recruiting already? A glasses-wearing invigilating teacher slams the table and stands. Nachion, I am an admissions teacher for Dongseng University, and I sincerely invite you to join Dongseng University now. Tuition completely waived, room and board fully covered. Generous scholarships awaiting application. Nachion, don't listen to their nonsense. Coming to Namyeon University is your best option. Enough, all of you. A cold shout interrupts. The room falls silent. The most senior invigilating teacher has spoken. The others obediently return to seats. The old professor coughs twice, looks suspiciously at me. Did you truly awaken a C-rank talent? It is C-rank, yes. He frowns harder. C-rank. As far as I know, the capabilities of C-rank talents are limited. I have seen similar C-rank talents and they are basically incapable of perfect imitation like yours. C-rank refers not only to type but also effective power. A C-rank fireball larger than a basketball. The imitation I displayed clearly exceeded C-rank level. Perhaps it's because my compatibility rate is relatively high. The higher the compatibility, the stronger the ability displayed. Nevertheless, what I demonstrated has little to do with compatibility. Only I know the truth. Relying solely on life is like a play's imitation truly cannot perfectly replicate someone else's sword technique. That premise assumes I have never studied swordsmanship. The panel's understanding of me is based on that assumption. In reality, I once impersonated Rhodes, accumulating several years of swordsmanship experience. Though physical body and talent could not be inherited, experience and knowledge were retained. So I am not imitating as a beginner. I am analyzing as a swordsmanship expert. My initial choice to pick up a practice longsword was meant to induce them to use swordsmanship for the demonstration. What you say holds some truth. The old professor ponders, finds no other possibilities, and finally lets me off. Your talent is quite good. Passive growth type cannot be directly manifested in combat but helps you learn combat skills better. Overall, not inferior to combat talents, in certain domains even more powerful. I hope you can make good use of it. You may step down. Target progress 30%. The invigilating teachers have been impressed by the C-rank talent ability you displayed. As a martial artist, no matter how good the foundational abilities, everything comes down to practical combat. The origin of the final event. True practical combat requires leaving the walls to fight demons, but high schoolers have just awakened without prior training, so the event evolved into stage battles. By the last day, competition stages are set on the training grounds. To better ignite enthusiasm, the competition is public. Parents and students from major institutions enter the audience seating to watch. When I arrive, the place is clamorous. Audience seats submerged in crowds. Far fewer candidates than spectators. After 2 rounds of screening from over 1,000 to 200 or 300. At the start time, the principal appears on the podium and announces the rules. This exam is divided into 2 phases. The first is a preliminary round. Candidates randomly divided into 16 large groups, free-for-all on 16 stages. Only the top 4 from each stage advance. The second is a knockout round. The 64 advancers randomly matched for duels. Winners continue advancing until the champion is decided. The final score depends on ranking and specific performance. I hope all students display a spirit of hard work, do their utmost, and show their best selves. With this, the exam begins. Celebratory cannons erupt around the venue. Enthusiastic cheers from the audience. On the giant electronic screen, the random grouping completes. I confirm group info and step onto the stage, including me about 17 people. Apart from 1 or 2 I have met once, I barely know the rest. Everyone stands awkwardly, wary. As soon as all candidates are on stage, the invigilating teacher announces the start. No one dares move rashly at first. Then bolder students start attacking and the stage descends into chaos. Those with C-rank talent shouldn't bother showing up. One candidate swells into a werewolf, slaughtering everyone around him, casually tossing a terrified candidate off the stage, beast eyes staring at me. I recognize you. The exempted student with C-rank, get off too. He lunges aggressively. I am fearless. Someone has traveled 1,000 miles to offer me a kill. The werewolf only looks fierce. Most candidates have just awakened, far from invincible. I dodge the lunge while delivering a thrust that slices his chest, then turn and sweep horizontally. He crashes off the stage looking bewildered. If C-rank doesn't deserve to show up, what does that make you? Swept out by C-rank. Looking back, the count has dropped sharply to under 10. 1 is the most relaxed. Virtually no candidate dares challenge him. Although his thunder was stolen by Wang Wan's S-rank, he is still one of the few in the entire school with A-class talent. 2 other candidates seem to have reached a tacit understanding and worked together to eliminate others. The preliminary round tests adaptation, using various means, become the last 4 on the stage. Soon, the 5th to last candidate is driven off, and I and 3 others advance. The free-for-alls on other stages conclude. The top 64 are announced. Wang Wan with S-rank and all A-class candidates easily advance. Most B-rank candidates, except a few unlucky, also remain. Only a handful of C-rank candidates remain, having filled vacancies. This precisely proves the value of talent. The first phase, the preliminary round, has reached perfection and concluded. Next, the knockout round. Random matching all candidates, please confirm rankings and proceed to the designated stage. According to call numbers, the exam enters its climax. I step onto the stage. My first opponent is a B-rank talent candidate. C-rank talent, my luck is truly good. That remains to be seen. In the audience stands, most seats are parents cheering, but a small section is for admissions teachers from high-level institutions observing for hidden gems. One sighs that this year's candidate quality is good, more C rank or higher than usual. His colleague agrees. Their gazes go toward a stage where a tall youth wreathed in blue electric light sends his opponent flying with one punch. That must be the S-rank candidate, this year's martial exam top scholar. Shame he was already recruited by Imperial Capital University, otherwise they wouldn't let him slip. Imperial Capital University holds the top spot among the country's 5 top-tier universities. First-rate institutions like theirs cannot compete. Their goal here is A-class and B-rank candidates. Backbone potential not snatched by famous schools. The two watch the matches of the A-class and B-rank candidates. Soon a C-rank candidate enters their line of sight. They are surprised to find the candidate actually defeats a stronger opponent, eliminating a B-rank adversary. Immediately, before they can express amazement, an excited shout comes from nearby. Here he comes. A female teacher wearing glasses stares intently at a stage in one corner. The pair follow her gaze. They see a sword-wielding candidate standing calmly, then suddenly delivering a fierce sword strike. The sword light cuts through the air, directly hitting the opponent's weak point and sweeping him off the stage. The two are so captivated by the exquisite swordsmanship that they forget about the other candidates. It is not until that candidate eliminates yet another contestant that they suddenly come back to their senses. Quick, check who he is. He is definitely an extraordinary talent. Let me see. Name Nachian. Awakening talent. C rank. How is that possible? Chapter 11. I really thank you. After I eliminate 2 examinees, the system updates. Target progress 50%. Some teachers and students have noticed your extraordinary performance. I feel faint gazes from the central designated area where admissions teachers are observing. Teacher Sorum even waves. I pretend not to see and head to the rest area. Inside, Wan is sitting casually in the center, narrowing his eyes at me. Nachian, I didn't expect you this far. You really don't like to lose. An A-class examinee from my preliminary clicks his tongue. This year's top 16 actually has 2 C-rank candidates. I scan and sure enough, Seo Sojin is in the corner, lowering her head, when our gazes meet. The daughter of destiny made it all the way here against the odds. I sit and rest. Soon all 16 gather. 1 S rank, 12 A class, 1 B class, 2 C rank. The first time a B class is outranked. The invigilating teacher confirms presence. The top 16 matches start at 2, nap and conserve strength. Meanwhile, the ground shakes, the 16 arenas sink, and an extremely wide new arena rises from the center. After lunch, we walk out, the single massive arena dominating vision. The central screen shows new match results. The second half officially begins. First match, Wang Wan versus So Sojin. Even I feel a moment of silent sympathy. Luck always comes with opportunities amidst danger. How boring. Why did I draw you? Wang Wan yawns and digs at his ear. Strongest S rank against weakest C rank. Completely uninteresting. Seo Sojin purses her lips silent, glances at the contestant seats, bites her lip and faces him. Even with only C rank, I still want to become an extraordinary martial artist. Then I'll shatter your delusion. The match begins. Bind Seo Sojin activates first. Countless steel wires emerge from her sleeves, coiling around Wang Wan. Thread manipulation, I think, surprised. Threads have extremely strong cutting and binding. If developed well, a merciless cutting machine. The prerequisite is powerful kinetic energy and toughness, but her ability does not seem to develop that way. Is this your talent too weak? The constricting force is insufficient, merely coiling. Lightning. He snorts in greenish electric light bursts, tearing the wires. A C rank should act like a C rank. He approaches step by step. You and Nachian are both failed scholarship students. The chasm of talent is insurmountable. He lunges. C rank is the most useless. A torrent of violent lightning pours from his fist, sweeping the arena. She cannot resist, gets scorched, and is heavily thrown out. Wang Wan wins completely. The disparity is too great. Some look at me with strange expressions. His words were not just aimed at her. My heart is unperturbed. I even want to laugh. Target progress 60%. His contemptuous words add bricks to your stage of conquering all teachers and students. I really appreciate it. The matches continue. Next ones are mostly internal A-class battles with similar strengths, back and forth. Even the sole B-class held on long before defeat. Soon the last match of the top 16. Me against an A-class. The opponent is A-class, this time he should last a bit longer. In the special viewing area, teachers from various academies are present. They are all promising talents. Professor Yu from Imperial Capital sighs. Both have ties to our school. Nachian was originally recommended, but awakened C rank and was not selected. Li Xiao, A-class, has already signed with our school. Other teachers look over with envy. Suddenly a teasing voice. So if Nachian wins against Li Xiao, wouldn't that be awkward? Professor Yu's smile stiffens. Teacher Sorim from Dongsang. Among the 5 super first-class academies, Imperial Capital holds the top spot and has long been rivals with the others. Dongsang is 1. Teacher Sorim is joking. While Nachian is compensated for the C-rank shortcomings, the gap is there. He might hold for a while but ultimately be defeated. Is that so? But the situation on the arena is different from what you said. She pushes up her glasses. Professor Yu looks and is greatly surprised. On stage, Lee Seo is being unilaterally suppressed by me. I rely on overwhelming sword skill to relentlessly beat Lee Seo. His talent is not weak, but having just awakened, he has casting delay. I confirm his weaknesses and exploit them mercilessly. Lee Seo only used his talent once at the start, and never again. Too despicable, Professor Yu trembles with anger. This is called strategy, Teacher Sorim says calmly. A swordmaster teacher in close-fitting suit laughs. Has Nachion already mastered my sword skill? He uses it so proficiently I am terrified of his talent. Namgung Ji of Heavenly Marshal. Professor Yu's eyes sharpen. You became a visiting professor to suppress us, and stooped to special tutoring. I didn't teach him, he learned it on his own. Namgung Ji shrugs. The battle is ending. I feint Lee Seo into losing balance. Sweep his leg, trip him. It's over. Sword to throat. Lee Seo opens his mouth, lowers his head. I lost. Target progress 80%. Defeating an A-class candidate fired the first shot and conquering all teachers and students. The contestant area's gazes have changed. A C rank defeated an A-class. Though he played tricks, still too outrageous. He's got something but not much. Quarterfinals. My matches attract more spectators, even overshadowing Wang Wan. This time my opponent is an A-class sword Dao candidate. After observing his sword skill, I imitated on the spot, then defeat him with his own technique. Is this his talent? C rank, but why does it feel too strong? Basically a copy talent. Cheating. My talent is no longer secret. More find it outrageous that my ability is only C rank. Some C rank candidates hold a different emotion, so even C rank can lead here. Do I have hope? When I defeat my semi-final opponent and advance to the finals, the venue erupts. A C rank actually made it to the end. Too exaggerated. If he wins the championship, history. He's already making history. If he defeats S rank Wang Wan, I can't imagine. How could he possibly win? Professor Yu in the special stand suddenly shouts out. He coughs. S rank is 1 in a million, completely different from A class. I admit Nachion far exceeds C rank, but there is still a gap to S rank. What if he wins? Teacher Sorim teases. S rank Wang Wan is your specially recruited student. If he wins, that's his own capability. We need to look at the bigger picture. Even if they lose, it doesn't matter. He puffs his chest. Also, regardless of result, I plan to admit Nachion as soon as possible. The other teachers exchange glances. As long as Nachion is also recruited, the final wouldn't matter. Imperial Capital would win twice. Are you so sure he'll choose? Teacher Soren narrows her eyes. Of course he was originally a recommended student. His first choice was our school. She frowns. She has no way to refute. The finals begin. Target progress 90%. Brave young man. Go create a miracle. Defeat an S rank as a C rank to make all remember. Encounter Wang Wan. Fight with all your might to defeat him. Winning completes 2 objectives at once. A faint smile on my face. To Wang Wan, this smile is glaring, still so calm in front of an S rank. A blue vein bulges on his forehead, expression twisted. He is most displeased by my rise, relegated to backdrop. The audience originally wanted his dominance. Now they are more curious how far I can go. They all hope I win. History made. He becomes a laughingstock. How similar to the awakening situation, with positions reversed. Not Shion. Do you know how annoying you are? You clearly awakened to C rank, yet shamelessly came to make a fool of yourself. I admit your strength exceeded my expectations, but he unleashes his talent. Violent lightning transforms into azure lightning snakes coiling around his body, terrifying power spreading. In the face of absolute talent, your efforts are insufficient. He attacks first. Can you block this S-rank punch? Lightning snakes out along his fist. Too strong, Wang Wan has been hiding. Gasps from the stands. I unhurriedly flick my sword, deflecting the lightning aside while retreating. He's being suppressed. Professor Yu nods with satisfaction. The game is over. Teacher Sorum does not deny it. She looks at Namgum Ji, who stares at the stage with surprise and uncertainty. That is, a sword skill opening stance I've never seen before. Wang Wan is covered in lightning like a thunderbeast crazily tearing at me. His S-rank talent, 3,000 thunder movements, terrifying thunderous power stimulating cells, strengthening physical abilities, controlling violent lightning. Come on, where is that confidence? He chases with a ferocious laugh, arcs of electricity transforming into thunder snakes. I deflect with my sword tip while using footwork to dodge. In absolute power difference, even the best technique is meaningless. His body erupts with stronger lightning. One punch blasts me 10 meters away. I look at the longsword, arcs of electricity dancing on the blade, scorch marks winding on my uniform. You're right, I gaze earnestly. Fighting competitions distinguished by weight class, and transcendence are divided into ranks, precisely because technique only works when difference in magnitude is small. But as both newly awakened, what makes you think you have absolute power? Talent is important, but not impossible to make up through acquired means. I recall Rhodes, not a genius, awakened A-class at the beginning, became chief professor through unscrupulous acquired means, eventually raised A-class to S rank, even obtained talents above S rank. Rhodes was a genius who rose through acquired effort. Unsmiling Rhodes, personality effect active. I flicked my sword in a graceful arc pointing diagonally to the ground. Swordsmanship from another world. Luna swordsmanship. Rhodes was not skilled with swords. Only because Luna possessed great master swordsmanship talent did he study and research it. In the end, they created an epic-making technique together, named after Luna, containing the power of longing. Moonlight sword. My sword emits a soft light like moonlight. A great master's sword skill exclusive to Luna. Even Rhodes could not master it, but it can be imitated. Life is like a play. See, put on a hypocritical mask. Use imitation to perform. Fill your empty heart. Even 1% imitation is enough to crush the S rank before me. Playing God and acting like a ghost. Wang Wan senses threat. Crouches like a beast. Lightning retracts into his body, eventually enveloping him. It's over. He transforms into a thunder beast and shoots out, leaving after images. It is time for it to end. The figure of a young girl dancing with a sword under the moonlight appears in my mind. My figure overlaps with Luna's, and I gently swing. Clang. A moon arc with specks of starlight flashes. The thunder beast is sent flying backward, vomiting blood. His thunderous power shattered, as if a flower in a mirror or moon in water. I look at the moonlight sword, ignoring Wang Wan crashed unconscious. I miss the people separated by a world. The troublemaking Luna, gentle An He, the arrogant Empress, the elusive Dean. After my death, how are they doing? The two worlds' time and space are not the same. Perhaps they have already forgotten Rhodes and are living brand new wonderful lives. The hall falls into deathly silence. Everyone stares dumbfounded. A C rank rubbing an S rank on the ground. Is this reasonable? Why would one have such a dream? After a long silence, the crowd suddenly cheers. C rank is awesome. Nachion is awesome. We've really witnessed history. In the contestant area, Seo Sojin clenches her fists, as if given a shot of adrenaline. In the special area, Professor Yu cannot believe it. That sword strike, it was a spirit technique, definitely. He turns to Namgung Ji. You actually taught him. Don't spout nonsense, this is the first time I've seen it too. Are spirit techniques that easy to learn? They require spiritual power, only sensed after awakening. These exam students just awakened. Learning a single combat skill is already the mark of a genius. It is a genius, Teacher Sorum pushes up her glasses decisively. Relying on C rank to defeat S rank can only be a genius. A genius, Professor Yu strokes his chin triumphantly. A genius who awakened Srank, and a genius who defeated Srank. Our school will have a great harvest. Don't get cocky, Nachion is not yet your guaranteed admission, not set in stone. Teacher Sorum grits her teeth. Every year Imperial Capital picks the best first. Only Heavenly Marshal can compete. The remaining 3 are inferior. Target progress 100%. Target achieved. Although you used a few tricks, you ultimately conquered all teachers and students with a C rank talent. Not waist cut. Even an S rank as strong as a monster is not your match. You have overcome the fate of being waist cut. Destiny points distributed. Current destiny points 40. The system's voice wakes me from memories. If I take first place in both the written and martial exams, the total reaches 80. I am only 20 points away from the next role interpretation. I am not convinced. Wang Wan has woken up at some point and stands with difficulty. I am an S rank. How could I possibly lose to trash like you? He points at me in a rage, acting like a madman. Being the first S rank in history to lose to a C rank, such humiliation makes him hysterical. Stop being so smug. Even if you are lucky enough to win against me now, you are still only C rank. As time goes on, I will become stronger and stronger, while you will only stagnate, becoming the bottom of the transcendent martial artists. Is an S rank that amazing? Of course it is. He flings his hand violently, staring at me and laughing ferociously. An S rank is an existence mediocre people like you will never obtain in your entire life. You are only fit to look up from beneath our feet. Is that so? I smile. Ding. Turning point of destiny discovered. The gears of destiny are turning. Make the world look up. Make the world feel despair. Goal. Use absolute power to crush the S rank, making him despair at the unattainable gap. Reward 10 destiny points. Goodbye, strongest. You are merely a mortal born in an era without me. 4-eyed super strength. Truly like someone bringing a pillow when sleepy. I was worrying about the remaining 20 destiny points and Wang Wan directly gave me 10. I truly thank you. The previous objective achieved. Now I have no restrictions. Do you know, in my eyes, S rank is really nothing special. I brush dust off my shoulder. Nothing special. He looks as if he heard the greatest joke, almost laughing until his stomach hurts. That's because you don't have it, sour grapes. Who said I don't have it? You can't even beat a C rank, so you're not qualified to see it. I sneer. What? He is stunned. I am too lazy to be a riddle maker. The stage is set. Time to give everyone a huge surprise. That's right, I'm not pretending anymore. A clear voice spreads to every corner, burning gazes from all directions. I snatch a microphone and speak frankly. Actually, during the awakening, I awakened 2 talents. Before others process, I continue. One is the C rank life is like a play, which defeated an S rank. The other is S rank. I raise my hand toward Wam 1. Ether Dominion. Distortion in the empty void. More than a dozen translucent ether swords condense in midair, tips pointing at him. Go. Ether swords shoot out. Before he can react, they embed around him, crisscrossing, forming a crystal prison. He is dumbfounded. Silence, as if under a petrification spell, then a clamor erupts. Objective achieved. Your sudden self-reveal stunned everyone. Destiny points issued. The exam ends and everything spreads across the internet, causing huge uproar. My self-reveal is a depth charge blasting through Earth's crust, making headlines. That's right, I'm not pretending anymore. Awakening dual talents, a genius surpassing S rank. Forums and walls flooded, calling me the ultimate academic faker, mocking Wang Wan. The buzz fades quickly, overshadowed by other geniuses. Not much impact on me personally. The real impact comes from the major academies. Defeating S rank with C rank only made them consider special recruitment. C rank potential is hard to raise, but a hidden S rank changes everything. Dual talents itself is a huge bonus. One C rank that defeated S rank, one combat type S rank, rounding up at least 1.5 S ranks. Enough to drive academies crazy. My phone constantly rings. Imperial Capital announces it will use a special kind of recruitment, providing an additional quota for me. The news that I was once a recommended student is exposed. Everyone knows I am almost certainly going to Imperial Capital. Many first tier back down. Only super tier ones make final struggles. It's been much quieter recently. Inside a cafe, teacher Sorum sips coffee. Yes, everyone thinks I will definitely choose Imperial Capital. So are you sure? She gives me a meaningful look, then nods to herself. You must be hesitant, otherwise you wouldn't have accepted. Is it possible I just wanted free food? I'll pretend that's what you want. She puts down her cup. Not Xian. I sincerely hope you'll consider Dongsang. Imperial Capital has profound foundation, but competition is fierce. Several super geniuses no less than you emerged this year, and they won't focus solely on cultivating you. Dongsang is slightly behind, but both super tier. What Imperial Capital can offer, we can also even more. Conversely, what Dongsang can offer, Imperial Capital can. Even Heavenly Marshal, Weiyang and Namyan. I say leisurely. She is speechless, then smiles brightly. But there's one thing they can't give you. What? She pats her chest. Me. I have connections at Dongsang. If you join, I can look out for you. Oh, is that so? Otherwise, what did you think? She tilts her head. I drink coffee. Anyway, for an outstanding student like you, the school will notify you for a tripartite meeting soon. I hope you'll seriously consider Dongsang. Seeing me unmoved, she sighs and stands. I watch her leave. Besides her, many admissions teachers came. Namgung Ji from Heavenly Marshal, Director Jin from Namyan, the old professor from Weiyang, all trying to persuade me Imperial Capital isn't the best. The system has already made the choice for me. In the taskbar besides first and written in Marshal, a new objective appears. Once complete, I will have just enough destiny points for the second roleplay. Goal achieved. In academics, there is a best, but in martial arts, there is no second. You swept first place in both. Fate points distributed. Current 90. When results are announced, I predictably secure first in both. Before I can celebrate, the Academic Affairs Office calls me for a three-way discussion. First party me, second my alma mater, third not just one university. At the school gate, Zhang Hua rushes to greet me. Nachian, you finally arrived. Teacher, why do you look panicked? A bunch of big shots calling every day, how can I not? And you kid, you awoke S rank but didn't say anything. I wasted time worrying you'd give up. I was planning a surprise. We arrive at the reception room. The principal sits in the main seat, beside him 5 representatives. An empty chair for me. I sit. The principal clears his throat. Student Na Qian, congratulations on first in both exams and S-rank dual talents. We hold this discussion. 5 teachers represent 5 super first-class universities. State any questions. I look at them, mostly familiar faces. Professor Yu confident. Namgung Ji a carefree smile. Teacher Sorum frantically winks. This discussion is a formality, Professor Yu says. Nachan's intentions have been clear. His first choice must be Imperial Capital. In faculty strength and historical heritage, we rank first. We gather geniuses from all over the country. As long as you enter, you can compete alongside geniuses and broaden horizons. Countless transcendental martial artists have graduated. Entering is the express path. He sure can boast. Namgung Ji sneers. Imperial Capital only has a big name. Practical combat is far inferior to Heavenly Marshal. What a martial artist values is strength. Speaking of practical experience, Weiyang is in an ancient capital near the Western Chasm Mountains with ruins and secret realms, more suitable for transcendentals to gain experience. The old professor says unhurriedly, Namyan has international diplomatic relations, broadening horizons. Director Jin chips in. Dongsang has practical combat resources, international exchanges, and various resource and policy benefits. Teacher Sorum pushes up her glasses, puffing her chest. You guys really won't give up, Professor Yu sneers. Come on, Nachian, tell everyone your final choice. Let them give up hope. The others stare intently. My choice. My lips curl. My first choice is Imperial Capital. It has consistently topped the rankings. Otherwise, I wouldn't have chosen guaranteed admission. So Imperial Capital should be the best and only choice. Professor Yu looks elated. Others sigh. Suddenly, my tone changes. However, I refuse. What? Professor Yu's expression freezes. Imperial capital is infinitely good, but I don't go back on my word, so I won't be attending. You, do you know what you are saying? He points at me, too angry to speak. You're making this choice out of pique. Calm down and give me your answer again. I speak on behalf of Imperial capital. No matter how many times my answer is refusal. Do you know how many fight tooth and nail to get in? You were one. We kindly offered special admission. You are ungrateful. I just don't plan on choosing Imperial capital. Is there a problem? Fine. Do you think your talent is unrivaled? Imperial capital is full of talent. Plenty stronger. We don't lack someone like you. He slams the table and storms out. Not Cheon. You will regret this. I am the first party. System. A villain must seek vengeance. You ignored the former me, but the current me is beyond your reach. Goal: reject the recruitment face-to-face, damaging their face. Reward 10 fate points. Goal achieved. First step in villainous enemy making. You drew the hatred of Imperial capital, becoming a thorn in their side. Current fate points 100. Second character portrayal can now be activated. The door slams. Alas, not Xian. Too impulsive. The principal gives a reproving look. After rejecting Imperial capital, what is your choice? Mission already achieved. I nod toward Teacher Sorum. In that case, Teacher Sorum, please guide me. Oh yeah. She is stunned, then happily raises her hand. Why? Namgongji asks. What does Dongsong possess? I blink innocently. Because it's close to home. The discussion concludes. Imperial capital is the biggest loser. Dongsong is the biggest winner. They recruited a dual S-rank student who stepped on Imperial capital's special recruit. Teacher Sorum wants to treat me to a lavish meal. I decline and ask for a rain check. I rush home and lie down. A flash of white light. Second character portrayal activating. Character roleplay activated. I appear in the dark void. 2 options. 1. Return to a known world. Locked. 2. Start a new roleplay. Requires 100 destiny points. The first surprises me. I still have a chance to return and meet old friends. Not yet unlocked. I choose the second. Destiny points reset to 0. Searching. Target world found. Transmigrating. I open my eyes cross-legged on a prayer mat in an immortal cave. Pop-up. Villain role. Nachion, Divine Son of Mystic Heaven Sect. Objectives. 1. Protect all aspects of Mystic Heaven Sect. 2. Become the ultimate sim for Cheon Hyun Saintis. 3. Risk your life to stop Yejin, the fated male protagonist. Reward. Randomly acquire a talent of the Divine Son based on evaluation. System. Can I give up? My heart sinks. Be someone else's simp. I don't want that. Giving up exits the roleplay, no rewards. Destiny points not refunded, so no refunds. I grit my teeth and bite the bullet. Fragments of destiny flood my mind. This is a Xuanhuan Shangxiao world, with Yejin as a classic, decisive, ruthless protagonist. The Divine Son, Nachion. For clarity, the local world Nachion is an important stepping stone villain on Yejin's path. Astonishing talent, transcendent status, having obtained the legacy of Emperor Gochen, surpassing the 7 palaces of Xuantian, boundless prospects. The sect master proudly declared, "My Nachion has the potential of a great emperor." Even such a genius fell to love. He deeply loved Xianyan Saintis, defied the sect master's orders, refused a marriage alliance with Yaoqi Holy Land, single-mindedly tried to please her. She regarded him only as a brother. The fated male protagonist Ye Jin rose from humble beginnings, developing an entangled relationship with her. After twists and turns, Ye Jin captured her heart. Nachion became jealous and colluded with forces to eliminate him. Ye Jin leveled up, obtained the legacy of great Emperor Ziwei. Nachion in madness made a desperate last stand. Ye Jin broke through, killed him, later eradicated Mystic Heaven Sect, vanishing into history. The remaining legacy went to Ye Jin, who became a peerless heavenly emperor. No, Ye Jin gets the refreshing male protagonist script, and I have to cooperate. Moreover, the objectives are contradictory. If I act as sim for Chanhyun, I become enemies with Yejin. After enemies battle, Nachan dies, Mystic Heaven Sect destroyed. But the first objective requires me to protect Mystic Heaven Sect. So as long as I protect it before I die, enough. I frown. Things are not that simple. Afterthought, I follow my own pace. 3 things. Protect Mystic Heaven Sect, sim for Cheonhyun, exchange life to eliminate Yejin. The how is another matter. I open the system. Name Na Qian. Personality unwavering loyalty. Clear love and hate. Talents Tiangong Divine Body, SS. Sword Heart Transparency, S. Tao of Nature, S. Realm Void Refinement Early Stage. Cultivation Technique Mystic Heaven Treasure Codex, S+. Go Chen Emperor Scripture, SSS. Spiritual Skills Heavenly Locksword Formation, SS. Shuan Tian Void Treading Steps, S+. Star Plucking Hand, S. The screen full of S ranks dazzles. I gasp. The local Nachian is a rare genius once in 10,000 years. S-rank abilities all over him. I have never fought such a rich battle, yet even such talent could only be defeated by Yejin, showing how powerful a fated male protagonist can be. Now I am about to face this destined future heavenly emperor. I walk out of the immortal cave, look at the Shantian main peak with misty spiritual chi in the distance, tread through the void, arriving at the great hall. As I enter, a soft voice reaches my ears. Tianer, have you broken through to the void refinement realm? This disciple has indeed broken through, and has come to report. I bow. A woman in palace attire emerges from behind a screen. Exquisite appearance, black soft hair falling like silk to her hips. The sect master, Empress Hyun. I stare in a daze. What's wrong? She smiles, tucking hair behind her ear, finding my reaction cute. This disciple just broke through, and my state of mind is unstable. An excuse. I was thinking of the predetermined fate, where after the Divine Sun died, Mystic Heaven sect under her leadership completely broke with Yejin and was eventually destroyed. As Yejin became emperor, her good name was lost. She became known as the Vicious Demoness. The tragic state stuck in my throat. She had cared for the local Nacheon since childhood. To him, she was like sister and mother. Tianer, you came before your realm was stable. Reporting is false. Wanting to see Cheonhyun is true. She chuckles. This disciple's desire to see junior sister is true, and coming to see sect master first is also true. Sweet talk. You're getting better at speaking. Go. Cheonhyun just returned. She should be in Cheonhyun Palace. Empress Hyun shakes her head and smiles bitterly. Alas, a faint sigh echoes. I move away from the great hall. The joy vanishes. I really do not want to be a simp. It is not that Cheonhyun is annoying. In childhood, she and the local Nacheon were sweethearts, innocent and lovable, which is why he was so devoted. It is just that compared to pleasing her, the current me wants to spend time with Empress Hyun. Cheonhyun is the person he loved. Empress Hyun is the person who loved him. Things have come to this. I should still be a simp first. When it comes to simping, I am a professional. The Mystic Heaven sect once produced two great emperors, Goshen and Ziwei, a top-tier sect on the primordial continent divided into 9 palaces. Ziwei Palace and Goshen Palace are the most revered. The orthodox legacies of the great emperors, long without inheritors, until the local Nacheon obtained the Goshen legacy, and Goshen Palace reappeared. After 10,000 years, below them are the 7 palaces of the Big Dipper, also orthodox. In the era when the great emperor palaces were absent, the sect was controlled by the 7 palaces and the sect master selected from among them. The current sect master Empress Hyun was the previous palace master of Cheonhyun Palace. With her promotion, the palace master seat is vacant, awaiting Cheonhyun Saintus. I spent my youth here, and as Divine Sun with the palace master seat vacant, I enter without hindrance. Greetings, Divine Sun. The guarding disciples bow. Divine Sun is what outsiders call me. You are my junior brothers and sisters. Call me senior brother. I smile. For the sect that raised me, from elders to disciples, I feel close. Junior brother, sister, greets great senior brother. They bow again, deeply touched. Your reputation among disciples has slightly increased. Reputation changes affect your evaluation. I glance at the system message and clear my throat. Do you know where junior sister Cheonhyun is? The saintess just returned. She should be in the backyard garden. Thank you. I enter eagerly. Everything is familiar. I quickly arrive at the backyard garden. As expected. Under the peach blossom tree by the lotus pond stands a graceful, aloof woman in white robes, slightly furrowing her brows at the fish in the pond. Troubled. The Cheonhyun saintess I have been thinking about. Cheonhyun, were you injured down the mountain? I gaze with concern, lacking my usual carefree demeanor, like a wagging-tailed simp. Authenticity, hard to distinguish real from fake. She glances indifferently and shakes her head. Are you okay? Senior brother has healing holy medicines. I take out various medicines and hand them. Even if not injured, keep more for emergencies. I'm fine, she coldly refuses. Besides, senior brother already gave me many spirit treasures before I went down. It never hurts to be prepared. I put them away and gaze affectionately. I see you lost in thought. If you encounter difficulties, tell me. Senior brother should spend more time cultivating and breaking through Nesenso rather than worrying about Cheonhyun. Cheonhyun, I came to find you precisely because I've broken through to the void refinement realm. Senior brother broke through. Her expression changes. She finally looks directly at me. Only then does she realize my chi has far surpassed Nesenso. So you were in seclusion. No wonder you only came today. Ah, so Cheonhyun was frowning because you couldn't see me, I tease. Senior brother is overthinking. Her brows tighten. She turns away. She gazes at the fish and parts her lips. What I'm thinking about isn't senior brother but another person. I fall silent. Talking about another man in front of a simp. Is that okay? I naturally know who but pretend not to. Who is it? A loose cultivator with crude speech. What? My eyes widen. I grit my teeth, place my hands on her shoulders ready to stand up for her. Who dared to bully my junior sister Cheonhyun? I'll go chop him up. Enough. This has nothing to do with you. She breaks free with displeasure. I'm not a child. I can handle my affairs. No matter how much time passes, you will always be my junior sister. I'm not suffering grievances. But you said his speech was crude. It has nothing to do with senior brother. But I want to know. Enough. I'm tired. Let me be alone. She coldly dismisses. I feel her coldness and take a step back. I'm sorry I was too pushy. If this is junior sister's wish, I will leave. But I hope you can be happy, so I will come again. I leave filled with sorrow. Only after my chi has completely disappeared does she turn to look at the empty space behind her. A strange feeling arises. Senior brother has changed. He used to always pester relentlessly. This time, he really left. I leave Cheonhyeon Palace. Greetings, divine son. The guards see me in low spirits and dare not neglect. I told you to call me senior brother. I force a smile. You've done well guarding the palace. If you have any cultivation problems, feel free to come to Goshen Palace. Without waiting for response, I return to Goshen Palace. Entering my immortal cave with no one around, I finally let out a sigh. That was really exhausting, but the performance should have been okay. That's how a simp is. The woman only needs "I accept" doesn't mean I agree, while the simp has to consider so much more. Low-level simps only know how to pester relentlessly. Professional simps must learn to forgive and let go. On the path to becoming the ultimate simp for the Cheonhyeon Saintess, you have made good progress. You haven't actually been a simp before, have you? Now I have system certification. I smile wryly. Per predetermined fate, the local Nacheon had a strong desire to control her, always pestering, wanting to monopolize. But this time I do not plan to repeat the same mistakes. I want to protect everything in Mystic Heaven sect. Of course that includes her. Since I will eventually have to fight the fated male protagonist to the death, why not let go and let junior sister pursue her own happiness? Tiener, you have truly worked hard recently. Empress Hyun smiles sweetly. It's nothing. This is what I should be doing. The sect has nurtured me. Now that I've broken through to void refinement, meeting the minimum to become an elder, it is time to repay and contribute. The cultivation realms are chi refining, foundation establishment, golden core, nascent soul, soul transformation, void refining, body integration, Mahayana, and undergoing tribulation. Starting from void refinement 1 is master expert level. Mahayana is the highest in this world. Undergoing tribulation is the emperor realm. In the past 10,000 years no one has succeeded. In the sect only 3 are at Mahayana. Empress Hyun, Palace Master Tianshu, Palace Master Kaiyang. Body integration experts total 10. Even in the sect, void refinement is elder level. After stabilizing my realm, I sought out Empress Hyun to help handle internal affairs, lectures on the Tao, presiding over the grand competition, inspecting the sect's grade formation, even temporarily managing sect master for a few days. From elders to disciples, everyone receives my help. My prestige within the sect is increasing daily, unrivaled, all to complete the objective, protecting the best Mystic Heaven sect. Compared to the sect master who toils day and night, what I have done is less than 1/10. I smile and wink. You don't have a close confidant. I help alleviate your burden. As long as I can help, I am willing to do anything. Oh, you child. Empress Hyun strokes my cheek. Tiener, you've grown taller than me. Soon a trace of gloom appears between her brows. Actually, I know you immerse yourself because of Cheonhyeon. She sighs softly. The fact that I like Cheonhyeon is no longer a secret. Since childhood, inseparable. As time passed, her temperament grew increasingly cold. Only I remained, never leaving. Ever since she returned, another layer of estrangement appeared, rumored that on this trip she took an interest in an unknown little cultivator. Even though I still go to Cheonhyeon Palace daily, she remains unmoved. Disciples discuss privately, not mocking me, rather feeling sorry for Great Master Senior Brother for loving someone he can't have. Many junior sisters who admire me wish they could replace her. As sect master, she naturally knows. Watching me suffer from love and rely on handling affairs to distract myself, she feels distressed. Tiener, try to let it go. You and Cheonhyeon are destined to be mismatched. I do not know how to respond. The current me is wholeheartedly devoted to her, I cannot deny this. But seeing Empress Hyun feel pain for me, I feel guilty. Afterthought, my feelings for her overcome cold calculation. I give a wry smile and decide to tell the truth. Sect master, you misunderstand. I decided to share sect affairs not for Cheonhyeon, but for you and for everyone. If that's the case, then why are you unwilling to accept the marriage alliance with the Yaoqi Saintess? Of course, because the system doesn't allow it, I grumble internally. Although the system has 3 main mission objectives, each has corresponding sub-objectives. One is Objective. Divine Son Nacheon is eternally devoted to the Cheonhyeon Saintess and cannot accept the marriage alliance with the Yaoqi Saintess. Reward. The evaluation as Cheonhyeon's ultimate simp improves, minimum B. Punishment. The evaluation decreases, maximum A. I reply helplessly. I hope the sect master can forgive me. I am devoted to Cheonhyeon. If I were forced into a marriage alliance with the Yaoqi Saintess, I fear I would be unable to make her happy and would only wrong her instead. This is true. The Yaoqi Saintess is a peerless beauty with extraordinary talent, hailed alongside Cheonhyeon as the twin immortals of the Mystic Gate, with countless suitors. In predetermined fate, she was wholeheartedly devoted to the Tao and did not mince words even when facing heavenly god Yejin. You won't even listen to my words. Only on this matter must this disciple respectfully decline. It is rare for me to disobey her. Even the revered and beloved Empress Hyun cannot shake your devotion to the Cheonhyeon Saintess. The evaluation is ultimate simp improves. To mock me to my face, system, you truly deserve to die. I secretly grit my teeth. I cannot continue this conversation. If I keep talking, I would explode. I decisively change subject. Sect Master, I came today because I heard the Divine Ruin's secret realm is about to open, so I wish to volunteer as a guardian to lead the sect disciples to gain experience and ensure their safety. According to the original plot, the Divine Sun first appeared in the Divine Ruin's secret realm as the next major enemy of Yejin. There he would witness the entanglement between Qianhyun and Yejin and angrily attack, not only fail to defeat but be disgraced and lose face. The two sides thus form a grudge. Of course I do not intend to obediently sacrifice myself this time. I genuinely want to protect my junior brothers and sisters, because in the plot, sect disciples are ambushed and wiped out, with only Qianhyun surviving thanks to Yejin. You want to guard the Dao for Qianhyun, I fear she might dislike it instead. Empress Hyun shakes her head. Qianhyun is also on the list of disciples. My intention's clearly obvious. Sect Master, please trust this disciple. I hold her soft hand and look sincerely. It is true that this disciple loves Qianhyun, but this trip is even more so to protect the safety of all the junior brothers and sisters. She is moved. Her heart softens, and she cannot refuse. Since that is the case, Tianer, you may go. Be extremely careful in all matters. I trust you will prioritize the overall situation. Thank you, Sect Master. This disciple will certainly dedicate himself to his duty. I bow. She covers her mouth and chuckles softly, eyes full of doting affection. Now you've become obedient and well-behaved. With permission, it was natural for me to go to the Divine Ruin's secret realm as a guardian. In the following days, I begin preparing. Soon, a month later, the Divine Ruin's secret realm opens. When I arrive at the Mountain Gate Square, the sect disciples participating in this trial have all gathered. Senior brother. Greetings, senior brother. Long time no see, senior brother. Long time no see, senior brother. They greet enthusiastically. After my efforts these past days, I have long since become the senior brother most esteemed and admired. Even the saints and saintesses of the 7 palaces of the Big Dipper are thoroughly impressed. Good morning, junior brothers and junior sisters. I respond warmly to every junior. I look around. Only one junior sister at the very front appears lukewarm, even somewhat dissatisfied. Junior sister Qianhyun. I give her a slight smile, then utilize my talent for oratory to introduce the trial. I believe you already know the sect master has appointed me as the guardian. I will lead you on the spirit boat to the Divine Ruin's secret realm. The Divine Ruin's secret realm is in the eastern region of the primordial continent and opens once every 100 years. Legend has it that it is the ruins left behind after the destruction of an ancient immortal sect. Countless opportunities are hidden within. Ancient divine weapons, immortal sect secret techniques, waiting to be discovered. Because some of the sect's grand formation restrictions are still in effect, only cultivators at the soul transformation stage and below can enter. Above Nascent Soul, only those in void refining can barely approach the peripheral areas. If those in body integration or Mahayana approach, they will likely prematurely trigger a heavenly tribulation, leading to death. That is why I in void refining was arranged to be guardian. Junior brothers and sisters, if you encounter any difficulties, tell me. I will definitely risk my life to ensure everyone's safety. If there are no questions, let's set off. I bring out the spirit boat. The boat enlarges, taking everyone inside. Under my control, it traverses the void, turning into a streak of light heading east, crossing 100,000 miles in a brief moment. As the light dissipates, a dense aura of ancient immortality wafts toward us. A mysterious mountain range shrouded in immortal chi, clearly right before us yet feeling separated by countless eras. That is the Divine Ruin's secret realm. I lead everyone to the entrance, already filled with flags blotting the sky and a surging crowd. Teams from various major sects and loose cultivators in diverse attire. Why has the Mystic Heaven sect arrived so late? A clear, bright voice drifts over. I look toward the source and recognize the sect emblem on the other party's spirit boat. So it's a fellow Taoist from the Creation Holy Land. I smile and return the greeting. Among the 3 sects and 4 Holy Lands of the primordial continent, the Yaoqi Holy Land and the Creation Holy Land have the best relations with us. The guardian of Creation Holy Land is astonished by my age. Little friend, you must be the divine son to have reached void refining at such a young age. Empress Hyun's words were indeed true. You truly possess the potential of a great emperor. Senior, you overpraise me. I cup my hands modestly. Good, good. In the future, Divine Son, feel free to visit Creation Holy Land more often. While we chat, another spirit boat arrives. Yaoqi Holy Land. I didn't expect Yaoqi to come as well. The Divine Ruin's secret realm opens once every 100 years. How could we miss it? An old woman steps out smiling, the guardian of Yaoqi. The Yaoqi Holy Land is the only one among the 3 sects and 4 Holy Lands that only accepts female disciples. The old woman glances at me briefly, eyes immediately lighting up. I didn't expect Mystic Heaven sect would send the Divine Son as guardian. What a pity, what a pity. If the Saintess knew you were here, she would surely have come to chat. She shakes her head regretfully. Clearly she also knows about the marriage alliance. Since the realm is not yet opened, the 3 major sects and Holy Lands exchange pleasantries and agree their disciples will stand together to prevent mishaps. In the original plot, my mind was entirely on Cheonhyeon, and I didn't communicate with the two Holy Lands at all, so naturally no mutual protection agreement. I returned to the spirit boat and informed my juniors about the cooperation. Now to finalize the last arrangements. I take out a white jade plaque from my spatial ring and hand it to the Cheonhyeon Saintess. She frowns slightly and does not accept. Since senior brother is going to have a marriage alliance with the Yaochi Saintess, why bother spending so much effort on me? Junior sister, you misunderstand. It's true I am fond of you, but I also know my priorities. This isn't just for you alone. I smile slightly. One of the secrets of the simp manual. Learn to maintain an appropriate distance to avoid making the woman uncomfortable. I perform a hand seal, and over a dozen streaks of white light shoot out from my spatial ring, landing in the hands of the other juniors. These are divine heaven talismans I made. They contain my divine heaven spells. You can bind them with a drop of blood. If you encounter danger, the spells within might help. Their eyes are filled with wonder. This is actually true spirit ancient jade. Senior brother is too generous. Thunder summoning, wind control, protection, exorcism, so many spells, and it even protects its master automatically. I love senior brother the most. The youngest, the Yao Guang Saintess, directly hugs my arm. Don't be in a hurry, I'm not finished. I pull her away with a smile. The talismans themselves also have storage functions. I've placed spirit medicines and treasures inside. Use them when needed. If you encounter a life or death crisis, open the silk pouch inside. It contains a way to resolve. Also, opportunities cannot be forced. Never sacrifice your own life or the lives of fellow disciples for a momentary opportunity. But don't be afraid of trouble either. Senior brother and the sect will always be your strongest support. Finally, everyone must follow junior brother Tianshu's command. I look at the young man in black at the front. Don't worry, senior brother. I will definitely take good care of our junior brothers and sisters. The Tianshu saint says with rare seriousness. The other juniors also express obedience. The Cheonhyeon saintess glances at the white jade plaque, then at me. Did he prepare talismans for the other juniors just so I would accept mine? In the end, she tucks it into her robes. Soon, as the earth trembles, ripples wave in the void. The secret realm opens. The secret realm has opened. Countless sect disciples and loose cultivators rush toward the entrance. Led by the Tianshu saint, the people from Mystic Heaven sect also enter. I watch as everyone disappears into the entrance. I have done everything I can. Now it is up to the juniors' own luck. I cannot directly interfere with matters inside. All I can do now is trust they will return safely. As for the waiting period, it's time to prepare for the final battle in advance. There would eventually be a battle between me and Yejin. If I do not make changes relying solely on the legacy of Gochin Great Emperor, the Divine Sun would eventually become nothing more than a stepping stone on Yejin's path. Everything in Mystic Heaven sect would be reduced to nothing. Although the final battle is still far off, I have to take action now. I put away the spirit boat, my figure flashes, and I vanish. I stand high in the sky, overlooking the entire mountain range, the divine ruins' secret realm within sight. As the realm opens, the swirling immortal chi gradually evaporates. The encircling immortal chi is like a reddish-yellow curtain, shrouding Shengshu, extending in all directions like 4 giant wings. This is the true face of the divine ruins' secret realm. I am only able to discern its mysteries from fragments of fate. The realm could hide within space, untouched even by Mahayana cultivators. Its origin was not in the sect protecting formation but in the mountain protecting divine beast. As I see before me, an ancient divine beast with crimson body, 4 wings and 6 legs. Dijong. Of course not that Dijong, merely a divine beast possessing the Dijong bloodline. Dijong controlled the power of space. Before its death, it swallowed the entire Shenshu into its belly, forming this secret realm. Opening once every 100 years was merely to reabsorb spiritual chi, maintaining its residual spatial power. This is my biggest goal for this trip. The physical body of the Dijang divine beast has achieved emperorship. Difficult to shake with just void refining cultivation. However, I do not need its corpse, only a trace of its bloodline and spatial power. I perform Shuantian void treading steps. Arriving at a nearby peak, I raise my hand and 36 flying swords fly out from my storage ring, hanging in the void realm. Heavenly lock sword formation. I sharply pinch a sword finger. The flying swords scatter like stars, sword light reflecting each other, forming a sword formation that seals heaven and earth. Having completed this, I sit cross-legged on a giant rock at the peak, gazing at the Dijayang phantom shrouded in immortal chi. I project what I see into my primordial spirit, contemplating heaven and earth. After an unknown period, a tremor in my heart awakens me from epiphany. I open my eyes and take out a divine heaven talisman. The talisman is emitting a faint white light. Indeed, as per predetermined fate, a life and death crisis has occurred. The disciples of Mystic Heaven sect were teleported to different corners as soon as they entered. Fortunately, the talisman has voice transmission and positioning, so everyone quickly contacted each other. Due to the realm's vastness, the Tianshu saint instructed everyone to travel with the nearest fellow disciples, seeking opportunity, then rendezvous at the Great Hall in the center. However, when everyone successfully met up and explored the core area, an accident occurred. No one knew who triggered the restriction, but countless devilish chi surged from underground, sealing off the entire core area. Innumerable evil devils gnawed their way toward the cultivators. Screams echoed all around. Many loose cultivators were devoured before they could resist. Not good. This is the soul-devouring demonic path's soul-devouring demon formation. Tianshu Saint recognized the trick and quickly gathered junior brothers and sisters. Fortunately, there were also disciples from Yaoqi and Creation Holy Land sharing the pressure. With 3 parties cooperating, no casualties occurred. But as time passed, more cultivators died and the demon formation grew stronger. Finally, evil devils with soul transformation perfection cultivation were born. Everyone's expressions became extremely grim. Only the Tianshu Saint had reached soul transformation perfection. Some, like Yaoguang Saintess, only had an ascent soul. Tianshu alone could not protect all. The sex teleportation talismans had also lost function due to the spatial ban. All of you shall become this venerable one's nourishment, a sinister voice echoed. What kind of demon, if you have the guts? Come out openly. As soon as the voice fell, the surrounding devilish chi condensed into a grotesque demonic shadow. Openly. A joke. If you greedy lot hadn't coveted the spirit treasure in the hall and stolen it, this venerable one wouldn't be here. The shadow laughs wildly. To repay you, this venerable one will be magnanimous and take you into the myriad soul banner, enslaving you for all eternity. The shadow began to manipulate the netherworld evil devils. While harvesting souls of the remaining cultivators, it concentrated power on the Mystic Heaven sect and the 2 holy lands. An evil devil at soul transformation peak entangled the Tianshu Saint. The other devils extended demonic claws toward those with lower cultivation. Seeing everyone about to face misfortune, a mysterious sword light stretched across. Qianyan Saintess unleashed the unique secret art of Qianyan Palace, single-handedly blocking nearly half. But more swarmed forward. She gradually could not resist. Your cultivation is good, but unfortunately your realm is still a bit low. The shadow sneered, suddenly summoning an evil devil to ambush her from the side. Die. Not good. She had no time to dodge. Be careful. A cold shout came from a corner of the formation, and a delicate shout from another direction. 9 heavens responding to Yuan Thunder Sound Puha Heavenly Venerator. Crack. A purple lightning bolt descended from the sky, striking the evil devil's body. The devil exploded and vanished. She was stunned. The other disciples were dumbfounded. The figure rushing out from the corner suddenly stopped. Even the demonic shadow was not spared, staring in disbelief. Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. Why would Purple Heaven Divine Thunder appear here? Purple Heaven Divine Thunder had the power to break evil, not an ordinary thunder spell. Even in ancient times, few cultivators could summon it. Only a handful of thunderspell geniuses. And among the cultivators present, there were simply no peerless geniuses specializing in thunderspells. Everyone, the voice came again. Yaoguang Saintess excitedly held up a white jade talisman. Don't forget the Divine Heaven talisman Senior Brother gave us. It contains Senior Brother's thunder summoning divine ability. The other disciples suddenly realized and took out their talismans. What talisman? The Yaoqi and Creation disciples looked confused. So it's just the power of a talisman. The shadow let out a cackling laugh. I have countless evil devils. How many times can a mere talisman unleash divine thunder? This reminded the Tianshu Saint. He quickly took out his talisman and transmitted to his fellow junior brothers and sisters. That devil head is right. The divine thunder is limited. Everyone must conserve. 108 divine thunders. His voice transmission abruptly stopped. The talisman contained 108 divine thunders. Each had the power to instantly kill an evil devil at soul transformation. Then it's fine. No wonder they used true spirit ancient jade to make the talismans. But what was Senior Brother thinking to stuff so many Purple Heaven Divine Thunders into it? The Tianshu Saint couldn't figure it out. Looking at Yaoguang Saintess, she had already greeted her companions, a sinister smile on her face, preparing to summon thunder upon the demonic shadow. Fools, I'd like to see how you break my myriad devil nether assault. The shadow let out an angry roar, gathering all evil devils together. Wailing and shrieking echoed all around, intimidating divine souls. Go to hell. The shadow pushed his hands forward. All evil devils and vengeful spirits surged forward like a tsunami. The Yaoqi and Creation disciples were on the verge of despair. Only the people of Mystic Heaven sect, holding their talismans, chanted in unison. 9 heavens responding to Yuan Thunder Sound, Puha Heavenly Venerate. In an instant, hundreds of Purple Heaven Divine Thunders descended. Blinding purple light flashed. Earth-shattering explosions drowned out the howls of the evil devils. At the entrance of the Divine Ruin's secret realm, everyone feels the strange fluctuations from inside. Something is wrong. The Guardian of Creation Holy Land pinches his fingers, brow furrowed. This is a sign of great misfortune. How can a wisp of fiendish chi still be hidden inside? He cannot bear it alone, so he finds the Yaoqi Guardian and informs her. After listening, the old woman also feels things are not looking good. I previously consulted the archives. The Divine Ruin Secret Realm was once an ancient immortal school, and used to have a fiend-suppressing pagoda specifically used to suppress fiends. If it is as fellow Taoist said, an ancient fiend has survived and broken free. The other 2 Holy Lands and Limitless Sword sect have arrived. We should inform them. The 3 sects and 4 Holy Lands might have internal conflicts but are reputable Orthodox schools. Against the 8 sects of the demonic gate they unite. Where is Nachion Saint? We must inform Mystic Heaven sect. They realize the Mystic Heaven flying boat has left, and I am nowhere to be seen. I am here. Suddenly a subtle ripple appears in the void realm. I step out and appear beside the 2. The Saint's aura seems weak. Did he encounter something? The 2 guardians notice I am not in good condition. It's nothing serious. I sensed unusual movement and wanted to investigate. Unfortunately fruitless, so I returned. Of course an excuse. After contemplating Dijiang's form and comprehending the meaning of space, I noticed an anomaly with the Divine Heaven Talisman. I rushed into Shengshu, endured countless hardships, and successfully seized a trace of Dijiang's essence blood. I have not even had time to adjust. Saint, you came just in time. We discovered an ominous wisp of fiendish chi has appeared. We were about to discuss countermeasures. The 3 head together to the Limitless Sword Sect's encampment. Limitless Sword Sect and Mystic Heaven Sect did not have a good relationship, but upon hearing fiends are involved, they dare not be negligent. Soon, Great Void Holy Land and Wuliang Holy Land arrive. Aside from Ethereal Immortal Sect, elusive as a dragon showing its head but not its tail, the 3 sects and 4 Holy Lands are all present. Currently, the situation inside is unclear and we cannot enter. Better to wait at the entrance. I am the first to express opinion. Nachion Saint is so young yet so deeply cautious. I think Empress Hyun exaggerated his abilities. Elder Jiam of Limitless Sword Sect snorts coldly. Cultivators should act in a heaven-defying manner. Since fiends cause chaos, we should pool our strength and break open the secret realm together. So we attack together, and then get severely injured by the backlash. I counter sharply. I can accept Elder Jiam mocking me, but I cannot tolerate him belittling Empress Hyun. If we don't act, how can we know the result? Fine, attack together. Don't blame me for not warning you. 6 great void refinement experts attack simultaneously, unleashing their lifelong techniques toward the entrance. Surrounding cultivators are shaken. Even a body integration great master would think twice. However, such terrifying might, slammed against the entrance is like a clay ox entering the sea, only causing a ripple. An even more terrifying backlash spreads out. The 6 experts and cultivators lingering near are sent flying. I anticipated this and am mostly unharmed. The others suffer internal injuries. Some shallow cultivators are shaken to death. Minimum casualties thanks to my warning. Therefore, we should still do as I said, guard the entrance. If a fiend escapes, we slay it on the spot. The severely injured Elder Jiam is speechless. Others admire my foresight. Your foresight forms a stark contrast with Elder Jiam's inflexibility. Your righteous words earn the trust of major schools and loose cultivators, slightly increasing your prestige in the Zhonghu. Your rating as Saint protecting Mystic Heaven Sect has increased. Everyone honestly follows my suggestion, surrounding the entrance. As time passes, the entrance shows new activity. Disciples walk out one after another. Judging by the information they report, the situation inside the secret realm is indeed not optimistic. A devil had appeared in the core area, fiendish chi spreading. Many cultivators died. Demonic shadows flickered, life and death unknown. My heart tightens. In the fragments of destiny, I only knew fiends would appear, not the specific details, since I never entered the secret realm myself. I only knew the teleportation talismans had failed, and the disciples were almost wiped out. So I desperately created talismans stuffed with Purple Heaven Divine Thunder for warding off evil. My strength was limited. I can only fit 108 streaks. I do not know if that will be enough. They're coming out, the Creation Guardian exclaims. A large group of cultivators rushes out from the Void Realm ripples, their faces showing the joy of surviving a catastrophe. The Disciples of Creation and Yaochi appear, expressions complicated. Finally, the Mystic Heaven Junior brothers and sisters appear. Seeing all are safe, the worry on my heart lifts. According to predetermined destiny, the fiends would chase them out and be jointly slain by the 3 sects and 4 Holy Lands guardians. Yet the entrance shows no sign of abnormality. Senior brother, the youngest Yaoguang Saintess, turns into a streak and rushes into my embrace, hugging me tightly, burying her head in my chest. Was she frightened? Yaoguang only recently became Saintess. She lived in Yaoguang Palace since young. This her first descent, and per the original destiny perished here on her first trial. A great pity, my lifelong heart demon. There, don't be afraid. I'm here. I gently stroke the Yaoguang Saintess's small head. Senior brother, I'm not scared. She suddenly raises her head with a radiant smile. The Purple Heaven Divine Thunder was so much fun. I want to play with it again. Demons, fiends, ghosts, all blasted away. The 6 Jia Divine Generals smashed them flat. That demonic shadow looked powerful, but everyone blasted it with Purple Heaven Divine Thunder, and it was frightened into soul flying away. Other fiends ran as soon as they saw us. Didn't even let us blast them. Such a shame. Was my junior sister really this violent? I worried for nothing. I planned to ask the Tianshu Saint for the specifics, but as soon as I look up, the 2 figures at the end of the procession make me unable to look away. The Cheonhyeon Saintess walks alone at the very back. Beside her, a strange young man. He notices my gaze and looks over. Their eyes meet. In that instant, Although first meeting, I immediately realize the fated male protagonist, Yi Jin. This was the scene of our first meeting. At that time, the Mystic Heaven sect was wiped out and only Qianhian escaped thanks to Yi Jin. The Divine Son, grieving the deaths of junior brothers and sisters, finally let jealousy and hatred erupt seeing her with another man. The classic plot followed. Villainous simp provoked the fated male protagonist. In a same realm fight, he was crushed, used full strength attempting to crush Yi Jin, was stopped by Qianyan. Utterly humiliating. Sworn enemies, returning to the present. Objective, travel to the Divine Ruins secret realm as guardian. Become enemies with Yi Jin because of Qianyan. Reward, increase ultimate SIP evaluation. Increase risking life against protagonist evaluation. Penalty, decrease both. The system lays out, replicate the predetermined plot. However, even a simp needs technique. Acting depends on improvisation. Ordinary performance is rigid. True acting transcends the script. Who is he? My tone becomes extremely cold. I narrow my eyes, staring at Qianhyun. She meets my gaze without a word. The Tianchu saint senses the strange atmosphere and steps forward to bow. Senior brother, this person is Yi Jin, a loose cultivator who helped fight the fiends in the secret realm. The Tianchu saint recounts what happened. Rendezvous in the core area, the fiends breaking the seal and setting up the soul-devouring demonic array, fighting alongside creation and Yaoqi, using purple heaven divine thunder. Yi Jin appeared then, helping block fiends. They acted together until they left. Interesting, I smile. The ancient fiends broke the seal and killed almost all loose cultivators, yet this Yi Jin not only evaded pursuit but appeared at just the right moment. Isn't that too coincidental? What do you mean? Yi Jin frowns and steps forward. Do I need to spell it out? My gaze deep and chilling. I suspect you did something in the secret realm that caused the ancient fiends to break the seal, then hid covering tracks, waiting to leave in shadows. Although this point is absent in predetermined fate and I have no evidence, this is not unfounded. Those favored by destiny always experience good and bad fortune intertwined. Causing trouble is their synonym. Yi Jin is decisive and ruthless. What does the life and death of others matter to him? Pinning this accusation seizes the moral high ground. Surrounding sects rush over to watch. So Yi Jin was the culprit. The Shuantian Divine Son said so. I bet it's true. Damn it. So he killed my brother. Faced with pointing fingers, Yi Jin's pressure increases. If one is determined to condemn someone, one can always trump up a charge, he says deeply. I, Yi Jin, act openly. The Shuantian Divine Son judging guilt purely by words is slander. I had a past acquaintance with Cheonhyun and offered assistance. I never coveted anything from Mystic Heaven sect. The Shuantian Divine Son turning around and slandering me tarnishes Mystic Heaven sect's reputation. If unhappy about my interaction with the Holy Maiden, I shall take my leave. He is about to leave. Wait a moment. You want to stop me? He turns back angrily. I just want to tell you, yes, I am devoted to Cheonhyun, but my accusation is not personal. It's justice for my junior brothers and sisters, and unfortunate fellow Taoists. My intuition tells me you are involved, but I have no evidence. Considering you acted alongside my junior brothers and sisters, I will let you leave. Finally, my love for Cheonhyun is not as shallow as you imagine. More than possessing everything, I wish for her happiness, and you cannot provide that. I look down on him, making no attempt to conceal hostility. His expression ugly, fingernails almost digging into palms. Do you dare fight me at the same realm? Why should I lower myself? Wait until you break through to void refining. If you still wish, then so be it. Fine. He throws down the challenge, nods toward Qianhyun, and leaves without looking back. Surrounding cultivators voice indignation on my behalf. I thank them, stating this is between him and me. Honestly, if the system hadn't stopped me, I would have considered slapping the fated male protagonist to death just to be done with it. Without the protagonist, the play couldn't continue. Objective achieved. This works too, seizing the moral high ground, raising the banner of righteousness, simultaneously admitting your personal feelings. You successfully became enemies with Yi Jin and gained prestige. Many rumors still believe you are harbor jealousy because of Qianyan, yet also believe you are open and honorable. Your devotion to Qianyan is now known to all. Saint protection evaluation increased. Ultimate simp evaluation increased. The crowd disperses. The Yaoqi guardian leaves last and offers advice. Not Qian saint, you might consider becoming Tao companions with our saintess. The world knows the Yaoqi saintess possesses immortal beauty, but unfortunately my heart belongs to someone I fear I would disappoint. I humbly decline. I summon the flying ship and lead junior brothers and sisters back. On the way, I have a chance alone with Qianhyun. Senior brother went too far. Yi Jin is a loose cultivator. Why must senior brother pressure him? Of course, because I love Qianhyun. I gaze affectionately. If senior brother truly loves me, stop. Does Qianhyun like Yi Jin? Didn't senior brother also intend to become Tao companions with the Yaoqi saintess? That is why I declined. She remained silent. I sigh. I know your heart isn't with me, so I don't harbor extravagant hopes. If Cheonhyun meets a suitable partner, I let go. But Yi Jin is the sole exception. Why? Because I am the senior brother who loves you most, and I am the Shuantian Divine Son. I look at her seriously. I must guard everything belonging to Mystic Heaven's sect. The sect master, junior brothers and sisters, and you. Ye Jin will destroy all of it. I cannot let him approach you. He absolutely cannot. Even if I have to pay with my life. I return with junior brothers and sisters. Although they encountered an ancient demon, all are unharmed. Everyone returns to cultivate. I report to Empress Hyun. I didn't expect an ancient demon. I will personally follow up. She gazes at me with gratification. Tianer, you've worked hard. Mystic Heaven sect was in the midst of chaos, yet completely unharmed. It must be your merit. I previously suspected you only had Xian Hyun in your heart. I misunderstood. She stands to apologize. Sect master, you flatter me. I was only doing my duty. I rush forward to stop her, scratch my face. Besides, I had selfish motives. Are you talking about Ye Jin? Mystic Heaven sect leads the righteous path. How could we allow others to look down? Perhaps you had selfish motives, but in handling and result you acted correctly. You maintained dignity and befriended major sects. We don't have time to reward you, how could we blame you? But I truly only became guardian for Qianhian initially, I say honestly. Out of respect and trust, I do not want to deceive her. It was only because I thought of you, sect master, and the junior brothers and sisters that I resolved to do my job well. That is enough. She nods. If it were any other elder, they wouldn't have done as well. The only oversight was falling out with Elder Jiam, but trivial. Who told him to speak ill of the sect master? How could I let him slander your lifelong reputation? The frustration grows. Elder Jiam's words remind me of her tragic ending. Thinking of her, ending up with ruined reputation, grows my pent-up frustration. You, she laughs. You are becoming more eloquent. The sect master knows I am clear about likes and dislikes. Just as I am devoted to Qianhian, I am filled with gratitude and reverence for you. Is that so? She smiles slightly, averts her gaze, tucks a falling lock behind her ear. Even Empress Hyun finds it difficult to resist your direct approach. She favors you highly. Saint protection evaluation increased. In the following days, everything returns to normal. I first go into seclusion to comprehend the power of space obtained from visualizing Dijon. After seclusion, I return to routine, pay respects to Empress Hyun, then fawn over Qianhian. The only change is that fellow junior brothers and sisters interact with me more frequently, especially Yao Guang, who often runs to Goshen Palace, clings to my arm, begs me to play. Occasionally, Tianshu Saint comes inviting me to drink and chat. However, Qianhian remains lukewarm. Consequently, after a sermon, my reputation reaches a new height. Reputation among sect disciples has reached maximum. Saint protection evaluation increased. My reputation is in 3 parts. Sect disciples, sect elders, Zhenghu. Maxing all 3 should make my final evaluation S rank. I plan to max elders next, the masters of the 7 palaces and Empress Hyun. I have left a good impression, maintaining is a matter of time. As for Zhenghu, perhaps only by intervening in key plot events. It is still too early for the next key event. However, plans cannot keep up with changes. On this day, the Yaoqi Holy Land sends an envoy to the Mystic Heaven sect. I receive a message from Empress Hyun and arrive at the main hall. Sect master, what have you summoned this disciple for? Empress Hyun motions me forward and introduces an old woman beside her. This is Elder Dangyu of Yaoqi Holy Land. Greetings, Elder Dangyu. I bow. Divine Son, why be so polite? She lays out her purpose. The flat peach tree of Yaoqi has borne fruit, so they prepare to hold the Immortal Peach Banquet, inviting allied major sects and powerful loose cultivators. Because Elder Dangyu met me in the Divine Ruin's secret realm, she volunteered as envoy. This banquet seems earlier than past. Empress Hyun smiles. Indeed, a bit earlier than expected. I feel a toothache. According to established fate, the banquet was a key event for next year. The fated male protagonist would sneak in and shine. I would once again be consumed by jealousy and lose face. Now a full year early. The plot is going to be a mess. The invitation, please accept it. She hands it over. Seeing Empress Hyun accept, she looks at me meaningfully. After hearing about you, the Saintess specifically requested the Divine Son be a guest, wanting to see you for herself. The Yaoqi Saintess wants to see me. This is also different from established fate. In the original plot, the only intersection was the nominal marriage alliance. Even at the banquet, we had no interaction. My heart was entirely set on Qianhian. The Divine Son has the potential of a great emperor, and showed brilliance in the secret realm. The Saintess has a thread of fate with you. Come to think of it, I must thank you in Mystic Heaven sect. If it weren't for your protective talisman and disciples, our Yaoqi disciples would have suffered casualties. This is all Tianer's merit. Empress Hyun smiles. The sects are linked by common interests. Why bother with thanks? After exchanging pleasantries, Elder Dangyu bids farewell. As for my own wishes, Empress Hyun hopes I go, and the system has issued a mission. What else can I do? Qianyan, congratulations on perfection of Miss Soul. I refined Shenshao spirit pills to help stabilize your realm. Senior brother, rather than visiting me daily, perhaps spend more effort on the Yaoqi Saintess. She says flatly. I feel something off. She maintains her cold, detached demeanor like a fairy untainted, peerless beauty across the desolate ancient world. But her aura has become increasingly cold, her words thorny. Xianyan Palace is not a legacy that requires cutting off emotions. Could you have had a mishap while cultivating? What? After perfection of nascent soul, your temperament became indifferent. I fear a heart demon. Let senior brother check. I grab her hand. Her reaction is unexpectedly intense. She jerks her jade hand back, a crack appearing in her calm expression. Senior brother, you have crossed the line. She looks slightly annoyed. I'm sorry, I was just worried. I pull my hand back in shame. But I don't regret it. As a simp, I must show extreme care. If you don't want me close, ask the sect master or other elders. But take care of your body to prevent chi deviation. Senior brother, you are overthinking. My cultivation has not had any accidents. But you have indeed been colder. I worry one day you will lose yourself. I am perfectly normal. This is your imagination. She studies me expressionless. I cannot really tell anything. Anyway, if you encounter difficulties, tell me. I will always be on your side. Save those words for the Yaoqi Saintess. Hey, I've already said these to the sect master and little Yaoguang. As for the Yaoqi Saintess, I'll only know after I meet her. Excessive concern brings unexpected pressure. She is cold by nature, but not ungrateful. Too much care increases her psychological burden. Introducing others shows I treat everyone equally, relieving her pressure. She falls silent, then speaks again. Senior brother, you're going to the Yaoqi banquet in a few days. I heard the Saintess specifically invited you by name. You know about that too. I never mentioned it. She heard through other channels. Rest assured, you are the only one in my heart. Besides, little Yaoguang will come. I will go too. I am truly surprised. In established destiny, I forcibly took her to prove my feelings. Now I haven't forced her. Haven't even mentioned it. Why volunteer? World line correction. Or she knows Yejin will sneak in and wants to see him. Does senior brother not want me to go? Worried I will hinder your alliance? Of course not. Best if you come. Let us travel together. A few days later, the banquet begins. Mystic Heaven Sect sends Palace Master Tianji as representative, taking me, Cheonhyun, and Yaoguang. Tianji is a slick-looking fat man who has always handled the Mystic Heaven Sect's external affairs. As for accompanying saints and saintesses, currently 5 in the 7 palaces, excluding Cheonhyun and Yaoguang, Tianchu in seclusion looking for void refinement breakthrough. Tianchun likes to stay shut in. Kaiyang is a martial arts fanatic who challenges strong opponents, and Palace Master Kaiyang doesn't dare let him out. Originally, Tianchuan and Yaoguang were selected, but as soon as Tianchuan heard Qianyan was going, he gave up his spot, fearing she'd change her mind. Senior brother, what do you think the flat peach tastes like? Yaoguang shakes my arm, her eyes wide and bright. Since we set off, she has been pestering me like this, asking questions incessantly, like a curious baby. I don't know either. The flat peach ripens once every 60 years. The last banquet was nearly 60 years ago and I wasn't born yet. I look at Tianji ahead. You must have attended last time, you should know. He had been waiting for someone to ask, immediately rubs his belly and boasts. Vividly describes the grand occasion. Yaoguang listens mesmerized. That's why this banquet is a must attend. The flat peach a must taste. She claps excitedly. Hee, that's right, his nose pointing skyward. Then Yaoguang looks up at me. Senior brother, thank you. Tianji freezes confused. You're welcome. I gently pat her head. The solitary Qianhen watches the noisy group quietly, brows furrowed. Tianji looks here and there, laughing strangely. He pats my shoulder. Junior nephew, don't blame me for being meddlesome, but cherish the present. You'll have enough trouble later. The Yaoqi Holy Land is on Mount Yujing, west of the Central Domain, named after ancient immortal pools. From a distance, immortal chi steams into a misty haze among magnificent palaces, a fairyland on earth. When we enter, distinguished guests fill it. 3 sects and 4 holy lands present, plus renowned orthodox sects from various regions and famous loose cultivator great masters. Mystic Heaven Sect, please follow me. Dispatched disciples bow upon seeing us and lead us to the banquet hall. Tianji acts as representative, exchanging greetings, saving me trouble. You young juniors enjoy the banquet. Leave other matters to me. He follows the Yaoqi disciples and leaves. The banquet brings together various forces. The banquet is the external form. Internally, it is a venue for various forces to discuss important matters. That's why Tianji is in charge instead of me. Senior brother, what should we do? Yaoguang tugs my sleeve. There's still time. If you feel bored, go for a stroll outside. I look at Cheonhyun. Junior sister Qianyan prefers quiet. Why not come for a walk? Thank you for the reminder. She nods and gets up alone. Senior sister Qianyan is truly aloof. Yaoguang pouts displeased, then casts her worries aside and excitedly pulls me. Never mind her. Let's go just the 2 of us. All right. I let her drag me, searching for Yejin along the way. Qianhyun walks alone on the covered corridor of the Yaoqi. Although she exudes a cold aura, her exquisite beauty attracts countless gazes. Many young talents are drawn, wanting to ask the fairy for her name. She is already accustomed to being stared at. If someone truly approaches to pester her, she nods slightly and turns away. Unconsciously, she arrives at a secluded corner, stands by the railing gazing at the misty Yaoqi, her thoughts drifting. Why did she come to the banquet? With her personality, she shouldn't have. However, she inexplicably followed senior brother here. She recalls what Nachion said. She had originally thought chi deviation was nonsense, but now it doesn't seem so certain. Ever since returning from the Divine Ruin's secret realm, a subtle strangeness has lingered. It isn't a heart demon, but she cannot understand it either. Alas, she sighs. Not only had she changed, but senior brother had too. The former senior brother would constantly fuss, wishing to stick by her side all day, which she found unbearable. The current senior brother, while caring, no longer pesters. As soon as she shows resistance, he proactively leaves. Ever since his breakthrough to void refinement, he took over sect affairs, focus shifting toward the sect, sharing the sect master's duties, looking after junior brothers and sisters, prioritizing greater good. The trials in the secret realm were like this. She had heard from fellow disciples that because of her indifference, senior brother had thrown himself into sect affairs disheartened. This should be a good thing, but it's this feeling. She places her jade hand over her heart. This faint strangeness, she doesn't like it. She has a cool personality but is by no means heartless. She had always remembered senior brother's care, though never showed it. She absolutely does not want him to be affected by her, abandoning himself, doing things against his will, causing his Tao heart tarnished and cultivation stagnated. That's right, senior brother just needed to continue being himself. He didn't need to change because of her. So that's it. She finally understands. It is guilt. Just as he cared for her, she cared for him. She didn't want to see him forced to deal with Yao Guang's pestering, nor forced into a Tao companion arrangement with Yaoqi for the sex's sake. That is why she came. She clenches her fist. Perhaps she should be more proactive and help him escape miscellaneous affairs. Ding. A turning point in destiny discovered. The gears of fate are turning. I look at the system notification confused. I was just wandering aimlessly with Yao Guang. How did I discover a turning point? Senior brother, is something wrong? Yao Guang looks curiously. Nothing. I was thinking about where Cheon Hyun is and how she's feeling. Maintaining the simp persona. It's Cheon Hyun again. Yao Guang becomes displeased and pouts. Senior brother is with me, but his heart is with her. What's so great about her? You're still young. When you meet someone you like in the future, you'll understand. I'm not young, and I like senior brother. She puffs her cheeks. I like junior sister too. I smile. I look at the system. In a place you don't know, a crisis concerning life and death is brewing. Task changed. Objective: attend the banquet by invitation, maintain good interpersonal relationships, and remain untainted. Reward: improve saint protection evaluation. Penalty: ultimate simp evaluation will not exceed. C. I want chocolate. Heart thief. What? I cannot understand. The original objective was just attend. After update added good relationships. Build relationships with other forces and gain prestige. Judging from the penalty related to Cheonhyun, the wool comes from the sheep. Perhaps because the banquet was held early, the system wants me to push the plot back on track. The climax is undoubtedly the sparring among the young juniors, where Yejin would shine and the villainous simp once again be a stepping stone. I can only take it one step at a time. The bright moon hangs high. The banquet begins. Yao Guang and I return to guest seats. I look around but don't see Cheonhyun. As soon as I speak, a slight commotion outside. She has appeared, attracting the attention of many young talents whose conversations stop mid-word. I revel my simp colors and stand to welcome her, guarding her side. Junior sister, you finally returned. An eager smile on my face. She nods. Watching us walk side by side, many young talents feel unwilling. A fair lady is a good match for a gentleman. They soon notice we sit at the same table at the foremost, the 3 sects and 4 Holy Land seating area. So it is a Mystic Heaven sect disciple. Could that be Shan Tien Godly Son Na Qian? The fairy in white must be Cheon Hyun. I heard she is as famous as the Yaoqi Saintess. After knowing identities, everyone dismisses thoughts. I am the #1 person of the younger generation, the only young junior who has achieved void refinement, and the events that occurred in the Divine Ruin's secret realm have already spread throughout the world. Pursuing Cheon Hyun means becoming my enemy, no different from courting death. They quiet down. I shower her with concern. Junior sister Cheon Hyun, you acted alone. Where did you go to relax? Did you encounter trouble? If anyone is pestering, tell senior brother. I just found a quiet place to rest. Senior brother need not worry. She shakes her head coldly. That's good. I barely manage a smile. How could I not care? The system update is definitely related to her, so something must have changed around her. I want to continue asking, but the objective emphasizes interpersonal relationships. I act cautiously. Asking if she had seen Ye Jin and expressing jealousy might fit my simp persona. Just as I am about to ask, the voice of Yao Guang comes from the other side. Senior brother, senior brother. She pulls my sleeve and shakes it. Her cute, coquettish appearance makes my heart melt. Why hasn't the banquet started yet? Soon. She keeps pestering. 3 bell rings echo. The banquet starts. She quiets down. Now I find opportunity. I see Hyun's state of mind is different from when we arrived. Did you meet someone or did something happen? Senior brother was playing in Yaoqi with junior sister Yaoguang. Why care about my affairs? She says coldly. In imminent danger. Is the position of the ultimate simp about to be lost? Warning, if you cannot become the ultimate simp for Hyun, the final task evaluation will not exceed C. Damn it. Why? I am numb. I have already done so much. Not enough simp. While thinking, a commotion at the banquet. The palace doors open. Countless petals drift. A beautiful woman with ethereal figure, accompanied by 2 maids, walks through the seating areas and ascends to the central seat. Light-colored long dress, long hair to waist, exquisite features without flaw, faint immortal chi like a light veil, a holy fairy fallen into the mortal world. Her stunning, flawless appearance and transcendent temperament make it hard for anyone to harbor indecent thoughts. She is the Yaoqi saintess. Without needing to say more, everyone understands in their hearts. Tonight the moon hangs in the sky. Yaoqi flat peaches just ripened. I am grateful to all fellow Taoists for honoring us with your presence. Her voice ethereal and clear, like a clear stream from melting heavenly mountain snow, penetrating hearts, ripples hard to calm. I am the Yaoqi saintess, serving as host on behalf of the Holy Mother. If there is any impropriety, please forgive. Saintess, you are too modest. The guests bow. The banquet officially begins. Plates of delicacies are served. Etiquette thorough. Host and guests happy. Guests enjoy fine wine and delicacies, talking loudly about world affairs, especially young talents intoxicated by the Yaoqi saintess, wishing to pour out hearts and show talents just to win her glance. I glance at her from time to time. It surprises me she would preside. In established destiny, someone else presided. She didn't appear, hidden behind a screen observing, so she chose to show her face with purpose. I feel she seems to be secretly observing me too. Senior brother, don't get distracted. Yaoguang tugs my sleeve and pouts. Try this dish. Really delicious. Is that so? I'll try too. I withdraw my gaze. Yaoqi appearing 9 times out of 10 because she wanted to see me, but I am simping for Hyun, so best keep distance. I look at Hyun. Cold and indifferent expression. Hasn't touched chopsticks. Junior sister Hyun, why aren't you eating? I pick up dishes for her. These are made from spirit beasts and herbs around Yaoqi. No impurities, rich heaven and earth spiritual chi, beneficial to cultivation. Thank you, senior brother. She nods and finally picks up chopsticks. I am surprised. She didn't refuse. In the past, for overly intimate actions like picking up food for her, Hyun would only acknowledge it in her heart but not accept. Could it be she wanted to maintain senior brother's dignity in public? Senior brother, I want some too. Yaoguang acts coquettishly. All right, I pick up food for her too. Senior brother is too indulgent toward junior sister Yaoguang. Hyun abruptly speaks. She slightly frowns watching Yaoguang. I hope junior sister Yaoguang knows when to stop and doesn't cause trouble for senior brother. Senior brother does not like you pestering. How does senior sister know senior brother doesn't like me pestering? Yaoguang retorts, puffing cheeks. She doesn't care about Hyun. Looks up. Does senior brother dislike Yaoguang? A death question. Hyun to be appeased on one side, lively cute Yaoguang on the other. Supporting Hyun hurts Yaoguang, possibly causing sect reputation to plummet. Supporting Yaoguang destroys my simp persona, possibly massive mission failure. From a utilitarian perspective, Hyun minimizes losses. However, only children make choices. Is Hyun concerned about me? I skip the options entirely, take her jade hand and gaze with affection. I didn't expect Hyun to be so concerned about me. If I can gain your attention, I am willing to do anything. Senior brother has misunderstood. She withdraws her hand. It is just that when I saw Yaoguang pestering, I thought of how senior brother usually pesters me, and I felt displeased. In that case, if I accept Yaoguang's pestering, will you change your heart back? Senior brother is overthinking. She turns her head and says no more. I rub Yaoguang's head. So Yaoguang, don't overthink. How could senior brother dislike you? I like senior brother the most. She hugs my arm. Thrilling pass. By joking around and changing the subject, you successfully avoided the death question. I breathe a sigh of relief. Meanwhile, no one notices the Yaoqi saintess raising the corners of her mouth imperceptibly. The banquet continues. Attendants present flat peaches one by one. The banquet reaches climax. So this is a flat peach. Yaoguang looks at hers with curiosity. Larger than a fist, surface smooth and moist, radiating rich spiritual chi. Junior sister has now reached perfection in Nascent Soul and is preparing to break through. Consuming this can increase your success rate by more than 30%. The flat peach tree of Yaoqi is not the original ancestral tree but taken from a branch. Although it lost the effect of immediate immortal ascension and increasing lifespan, consuming improves a cultivator's base. Then I will eat it. She takes a bite. The flat peach emits soft white light, turning into spiritual liquid entering her mouth. Cool, sweet deliciousness spreads. She touches her cheeks, revealing happy smile. I put my own flat peach away. Senior brother isn't eating. Hyun glances. I already have one. If you intend to gift yours to me, there is no need. I knew you would refuse, so I intend to take this as a gift and present it to the sect master. Flat peaches ripen once every 60 years. Quantity fixed, only guests receive. The sect master never attended, so never received one. Flat peach has little effect on void refinement and above. Better present to sect master to boost reputation and win favor. The sect master is a Mahayana cultivator. To her, a flat peach is no different from ordinary spiritual fruit. Junior sister, you are too attached to form. A goose feather sent from 1,000 miles carries deep affection, though the gift is light. The sect master is a Mahayana cultivator, but also a woman. As long as the sentiment is conveyed, she will be happy. I am confident. I do not know how many more years I can stay. While there is time, repaying the sect master is the righteous path. With flat peaches and fine wine, atmosphere becomes lively. Hot-blooded younger generation discusses Tao mysteries, which evolves into sparring matches. Past grievances can be settled at this opportunity. One can challenge renowned cultivators to make a name, show off in front of the Yaoqi Saintess. A convention, the arena prepared in advance. Back then our battle ended in a draw. Today let us decide. Two young sword cultivators stage a fierce battle. Sword lights crisscross. I recognize Go Chang Chung of the Kuiwei Sword Pavilion. Exquisite sword technique, fully mastered Kuiwei. The other youth Sa Go Hong, a loose cultivator who learned an ancient supreme sword technique and recently defeated an Ascent Soul middle expert at early stage. Senior brother, who do you think will win? Yao Guang asks. I glance and see through. Although Go Chang Chung's technique is exquisite, he is rigid and lacks flexibility. Sa Go Hong's has formed its own style and is seasoned. After 30 rounds, Sa Go Hong will win. Sure enough, after 30 rounds, Sa Go Hong unleashes a divine sword strike. Go Chang Chung cannot react. How amazing, exactly as senior brother said. Yao Guang's eyes light up admiring. As long as junior sister works hard, your cultivation improves, and seeing outcomes won't be difficult. I am Void Refinement, having obtained Goshen Legacy and Tiangang Big Dipper Sword, my Tao of the Sword Profound. Their techniques cannot enter my Dharma eye. Several more young cultivators spar, and Yao Guang continues to beg me to predict winners. I guess all correctly without a single omission. Gradually more and more experts appear, and the battles become increasingly exciting. Yao Guang is completely immersed in it and can no longer take her eyes off. Why does my junior sister like violence so much? After returning from the secret realm, Yao Guang has special passion for sparring. I prepared quite a few magic treasures for her self-protection. Unlike her, I have little interest. Level 2 low. Only Yejin can pique my interest. I observe but don't find Yejin in disguise. Suspect he hasn't come at all. I leave my seat to stroll outside. Where is senior brother going? Qian Yan looks puzzled. Going out to clear my mind. I cannot tell her I am searching for Yejin. Only by confirming his situation can I make preparations. She watches me leave. Gaze deep and thoughtful. Senior brother is hiding something. Otherwise he would not have left alone. She looks toward the main seat. Unknowingly, the Yaoqi Saintess has also left her seat. Being sandwiched between Qianhian and Yao Guang is truly a torment. I sigh. Honestly, fighting Yejin to the death might be less exhausting than dealing with two junior sisters. That is why I came out for fresh air. Around me, basically no one. The younger generation busy with Tao discussions, elders discussing world matters. According to original plot, the banquet was supposed to be a year later when the Emperor False Secret Realm would be discovered, and everyone would prepare to open it. After the Secret Realm, Yejin would obtain the legacy of Great Emperor Zue, and his strength would advance by leaps. Now the banquet moved up a year, and the Secret Realm hasn't appeared. What the elders are discussing is unknown. I have thought about preventing Yejin from obtaining the legacy, but I obtained the Goshen legacy and understand the mysteries. Even if I prevent him entering the Secret Realm, the Ziwei legacy would still fall to him by some twist of fate. Because he possesses the Purple Extreme Sacred Body and is Lord of all Stars, just as I possess the Tiangong Divine Body. The Purple Extreme Sacred Body is the natural nemesis of the Tiangong Divine Body, so to defeat the fated male protagonist, I need other powers. It is rumored the flat peach tree of Yaoqi was grafted from the ancestral tree using the power of the God of Spring. How do I confirm? Footsteps come from ahead. A handmaiden of Yaoqi walks over. I remember her, one of two who serve by the Yaoqi Saintess. Greetings, Xuantian godly son. The Saintess is grateful for your presence and has set a feast at Beluo Pavilion, inviting you to chat. I wonder if you would move. So an invitation from the Saintess. In that case I shall impose. I agree immediately.